Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the first ever episode 63 of Expansion Drive, your weekly source for all things nerdy, theme parks, video games, movies, TV, music, and sometimes a little wrestling. As always, I'm your host, Mike Kerrigan, with my friend to the left, at Blackmas Prime himself, America's favorite worst producer ever, Didi.
My tongue is just fine today. Don't you know that?
What? So I bit my tongue earlier.
Okay.
And I think I bit like a chunk of it, and it's really swollen right now. So I don't know if you can tell. I got like a little bit of a lisp, baby. You know? It's me, the American Dweem, Mike Kerrigan. Yeah.
That's great.
With my friend to the right this week.
Yes.
Returning back with... Banks, did you wear that same shirt the last time you were on here?
No, I
No.
don't think I did.
No?
No,
I thought we were doing the date with Didi thing. Didn't we say that?
No, I don't think so.
All right, that's fine.
I think he wore his
Maybe
own
like-
T-shirt, the professor
The
of theme park
The
economics.
professor of theme park
Yes.
economics, Mr. Banksley.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here.
Hello, salutations. Did you notice?
Salutations.
Did you hear that we gave Matt a nickname last week?
The big boss.
The Big Boss Man.
Big boss man. Let me tell you this. So, real quick, I do the theme park reports for this guy Ralph Garman. He does this weekly.
Yes, I know
weekday-
Ralph from the Joe Schmo Show.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm the theme park reporter for his weekday audio podcast, and now he has started to call me the professor of theme park economics.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. So y'all have created a catchphrase.
Yes. Please tell Ralph that I'm such a huge fan of
yeah.
Mr. Joe Schmo Show.
I will.
Tell him to please bring it back.
Yeah, they need to make another one.
What's the matter? So loud. Oh, because we had it loud for when we were testing something earlier. Meanwhile, we got Clint over here just looking around like I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm a lost puppy dog.
From ThrillGeek.
Yep.
For the first time ever on
let's
the
go.
podcast.
Crossover.
Clint, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, so I'm going to let you pronounce it yourself.
Try it.
Clint Gamache?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah!
What's
Wait, how do you spell it?
It's actually properly Gamache because it's French.
What's up, everybody?
He's French. I will take Gamache because people don't even get that. So
What do you usually get?
Gamache.
Gamache. I've gotten Gamaki. Like I'm Asian. But no, it's Gamache. I'll take it. So.
All right, so ThrillGeek. How long you guys been working over there with the whole ThrillGeek?
I
action?
started it 5 years ago this year.
That's really
look
wow.
at
Yeah,
that. Congrats.
I actually had to think about it. And you know, it. Long story short, I've been to theme parks ever since I moved down here back in '94,
Where are you originally from?
upstate New York.
Okay.
And I kind of got into it up there. The Great Escape was my first. Now Six Flags Great Escape was my first theme park. But you know, as with a lot of people, I moved down here, and I was enthralled with theme parks, amusement parks, roller coasters, and I always wanted to start a website or something of that nature, and I never got around to it. And for some reason, when I start having kids, is when I decided to start a theme park website.
Timing.
Yeah, exactly. When I don't have the time. But you know, I saw the websites out there. I saw like the vacation planning websites, and I've always been obsessed with theme park news.
Yeah.
Just the news and what's going on. And I finally started it 5 years ago, and here it is. I got my friend Barry. He came on board, and he's really helped me out. Started our podcast, and you know, I've met some really cool people. So I think the people I've met and the friendships I've made is probably the biggest thing I've gotten out of all this. So
Yeah.
What's Oh, good.
no, that's pretty much it.
I was gonna say, what's your favorite thing that you've covered so far?
Oh gosh,
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's a biggie. You know, if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it would probably be probably Hogsmeade and the Harry Potter.
Nice.
The insanity that I think that was that I wasn't with. I hadn't started ThrillGeek, but just being a part of that, and I had it on my personal social media feeds and everything. But as far as what I've shared on ThrillGeek, probably Gosh, I don't know. That's a big question.
We'll come back. We'll come back to it.
Yes.
We'll come back to the questions at the end.
Yeah.
Well, of course, to start the show each week, we'd like to thank MEI Travel, Milestone Travel,
Yes.
and Universal Fan Travel for sponsoring the show each and every week.
Thank
They're
you.
your go-to source for all things Disney.
Yes.
I would say you went too fast.
Wow,
What are
I
you
did
doing?
go too fast.
Universal
Uh-huh.
and cruises.
Come on, Banks,
What-
man. Get hype, man.
Yeah, you're
Get
supposed to
hype.
do the get hype. Come on, 25 here. You're supposed to do the get hype.
Get hype.
Which
I couldn't do a Tory impression.
Which I'm actually going to be talking to them very soon because Royal Caribbean's got some nice deals going on
Let's
right now.
go.
It's buy one get one half off on
Half
the second
off.
guest.
What?
Kids are sailing free right now.
I ain't got no kids.
I was looking September.
What?
I was looking on the Royal Caribbean website, but of course I'm
Expansion
going
Drive,
to
the
talk to
cruise.
MEI Travel.
Oh.
Like $250 per person for 4 nights.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, in Mexico.
Liddy skitty.
But then again, maybe I shouldn't go to Mexico. They did defeat Germany in the World Cup.
The
I'm
World
just-
Cup.
Yeah, just gonna say.
Isn't
But
that
of
all
course,
over with? Should we just forget about that?
no, soccer's always happening.
He's still.
But of course, if you want to reach out to them, like I'm going to, reach out to them, MEI Travel, Mousefan Travel, and UniversalFanTravel.com, and they're going to be able to get a free quote
free.
with no obligation.
None.
And of course, thank you to Give Kids World Village for allowing us to record the podcast here each and every week.
Thank
Of
you.
course, go out to gktw.org and you can check out their behind the themes tours that they have
Yes.
going on. This weekend, they actually have the big
Fun spot.
Fun Spot tour going on.
Happening this Saturday.
You get
They
walk-
still got spots available.
You can walk the track of White Lightning.
White lightning.
Come on, and you got some not
Crystal burgers?
Crystal burgers. Oh, come on,
And then
Who
you get a
doesn't
free
have
a day pass.
a
with-
day pass, $50.
It's
Come
cheaper
on.
than the regular
Yeah,
price.
yeah, and you get free food, and you get to walk the track. Come on, it's
Highly worth it.
and of course it goes to the great kids here,
Yes.
at Give Kids World Village. So it's a great deal to check out. Usually right around now we go around the board talking about what's going good in our lives. So Clint, this is your first time on the show. What's What's going good in the world of Clint and ThrillGeek?
Work, kids. The big thing going on right now is me prepping for. I usually do a local haunted house here in Hunters Creek, which we're not doing this year, unfortunately.
Oh no.
It was a volunteer issue. We just never had the volunteers. And as everybody knows, I'm big into Halloween, so I'm right now in the midst of. I'm that guy in my neighborhood, the Halloween guy.
Okay.
So I'm figuring out what I want to do this year for Halloween in my yard.
Yeah.
And so I got that going on, and just enjoying life with the kids, and that's about it, really. Fairly easy life I got going on.
Heard that. Thanks. What about you, sir?
I'm just kind of staying at home, watching lots of TV, doing lots of work for attractions. We're out there shooting a lot of 360 videos right now because we've got a brand new fancy toy called the Rilo camera. And I went out to Animal Kingdom yesterday to shoot some 360s on Everest and Cali. And they actually see them on the YouTube channel right now. They came out really well. They're in 4K. It's beautiful.
Ooh, 4K
4K 360.
4K.
It's beautiful. So we're going to shoot a lot more stuff like that. So
Let's go.
Very nice.
yeah, just kind of chilling.
Well, you said you're watching TV shows.
Oh,
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching a little show. On your mark.
This
Get
guy.
set.
I saw his tweet earlier. If you're not watching Double Dare, you're really missing out.
You seriously are. If you are not watching the new Double Dare, it is a fantastic reboot. It's just like being a kid again, but it's updated to today's age. Mark Stummers is still a part of it. It's still me yelling at the TV at kids to freaking go faster.
You can't, you're too old now. You can't yell at kids. You would no.
Oh no, I'm still yelling at kids. There's a lot more curse words.
When you're young, you're allowed to yell at the kids because you're a kid yourself. You're an adult. You get in trouble for that now.
It's so cool because they've had a few episodes now where they've brought back contestants who were kids on the original version who are now competing with their kids.
Get out.
And
That's actually pretty
it's
cool.
a really cool idea, and it's like father and son blew through the obstacle course, and I was like, "That's how you play it right there." And it's just, I so
dope.
want to do it so bad.
So I was telling you earlier to make sure to bring this up because I haven't watched any of the actual episodes. I've only watched trailers and behind the scenes thing or whatever. I do not like the host.
You don't like Liza?
No.
Who's Liza?
Liza Koshy is the new host of Double Dare. She's like a
star.
YouTube, Vine, and Instagram kind of personality.
So Mark Summers.
Mark Summers is part of it. He's kind of the color commentary host of it.
I don't want to.
He's kind of. I think that was my biggest thing with the show. I told Banks this. Mark Summers is kind of in the background and occasionally comes on and does a little audio commentary here and there, but I've only seen probably 2 or 3 episodes. So
she's an acquired taste. Like in the first
Yeah.
few episodes, she's kind of getting her footing, but
Yeah.
But now, like we see the episodes that are airing now, like she's gotten the hang of it. She
getting
and Mark
into it more.
Summers have a really good chemistry.
That's good.
I think this week or next week, there's going to be an episode of Double Dare where Liza was sick, so Mark Summers is going to step in as the host again.
There we
So-
go.
Oh, thank God.
That'll be the highest rated show. That'll be the highest rated episode.
But of course, they got to get a host that the kids know. The
Yeah,
kids
my
these
kids
days know.
love her,
so
but I'm not.
that's just marketing. So
Yeah.
it has to be done. But I still enjoy the heck out of it. So
Cool. Is there a lot of the obstacles from before are back? Of
yeah, they
course.
still have like the Ringer. They've got Mountain State Double Dare. They've got
Which one's the ringer?
the Ringer is the one where you jump through like these two blue.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
like
yeah.
pancakes you out or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
And then of course they've got the infamous nose, the picket.
The one that no one can ever find the flag.
Although this time it's pretty easy because when you pull out the booger, it's like a avalanche of slime comes out of the nose and the flag comes right out.
No, that's not fun. You have to get in there.
You
You
gotta
have to
dig,
dig for
dig,
the gold.
dig.
Come on.
But you know what's funny? You say that they never can find the flag, but every time I watch that, that's like one of the first ones, isn't it?
Sometimes
It's pretty. Yeah. It seems like every time the slime comes out, they can't find it, but the flag is hanging right there on the
Yeah,
side of the
yeah.
nose. So you're like, it's right there.
I've noticed like the hardest obstacles they have for this time. One is called lock it, and it's basically like school lockers. You have to open up the locker door.
Oh, and all the
school
stuff
supplies
falls
fall
out. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it takes them so long to figure out how to open the door and dig through all the stuff. That's always the one that catches people. And then sometimes they do an unboxing. You guys know unboxing videos. There's a giant Double Dare box, and you have to open it up and open every box inside there to find the flag. And sometimes that takes people a long time to
Yeah.
get through.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would blow that course. I would do it so like right through it.
It was there.
If this was last week's episode, the Brian Frank episode, it would have happened. You also you were talking about earlier. You got A-list finally.
Yes,
The AMC.
I got AMC A-list. I canceled Movie Pass as soon as that was announced. I just now recently bought the A-list, and it is worth every penny.
Yeah, I love it. So, what was the first movie that you went and checked out?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
In Dolby.
Not in Dolby.
Oh.
The Mamma Mia was playing in Dolby.
Oh,
Mamma Mia.
No, he's
Which I'm
talking
still
about-
going to go see.
His
I love
first,
Mamma Mia. I'm a
his-
huge musical theater fan, so like I love that first movie.
his first Dolby Cinema experience is going to be Mamma Mia.
Here we go again.
At least wait until what's this weekend? There's something big this weekend.
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission
Oh,
Impossible.
I think that'll probably be the first
Wait
one.
for that. Don't
Well,
banks.
Yeah.
my wife and kids are going up to her parents' house in Virginia next week,
There
so
you
I'll
go.
be by myself for a little over a week. So I might use that time to go see some movies.
You want to go see? Let me know.
All right, man.
To date.
Love it.
Man,
Didi,
yo,
what about you, sir?
I did not do anything this week. Did I?
You went to some taco place. What's this taco place you went to check
Taco
out?
Taco Palace. It's right by Universal, and it's a really neat place.
Is it good food?
I didn't eat any food.
Oh, so all you had was the drinks.
Deadly drinks. Deadly. But yeah, I didn't do anything.
We
Did
streamed a little bit.
We streamed a little bit, some Resident Evil 5.
A lot harder than I remember.
That first part sucked, man. What was it? I forgot. I forgot about that part. Like you had to basically like survive.
Oh, is that the one in Africa?
Yeah.
Resident Evil 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I remember when I played it was easy, and then this one's
Oh, are you talking in the first part where everyone is just coming in?
Yeah.
All
And then
at
you had like
once
the
and-
crazy axe guy.
the
coming at
crazy
you and everything.
executioner dude.
Yeah.
And
I could only do that on easy.
I think we're playing normal.
we play
right?
normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't play on it
Yeah,
easy.
easy. No.
for the
Easy?
weak.
Kidding me? I always do easy because I want to see the story before I.
Easy's for amateurs.
I think if I go back and play
It
a
is
game, then I may play on
amateurs.
easy. Like if I've already played through the story. But yeah, for the first time, it's either normal or hard.
Yeah,
For me, I
same.
like to really pay attention to the story first time, so I always have to do easy. Then I'll start
Yeah.
seeing if I can get better and better.
I notice they do that nowadays in video games to make people not feel bad for doing easy. They say, "Oh, if you want to go through the story,
Yeah.
just pick this mode," and then they'll
I
go if
know.
you want a challenge
I
or
know.
whatever, which is not bad.
I usually just give myself at least normal. I'm like, okay, Clint, you can do normal.
Yeah.
You can do this.
yeah.
Unless
I
you're
gotta
playing
have sometimes.
Wolfenstein, then yeah, play on easy.
Yeah, I play on easy or any of the Bethesda long games like Skyrim or Fallout. Just
You played those on easy too?
just because it's too long in order for it to like for you to just because let me see, in Fallout 4 I spent over 150 hours on that game.
I was gonna say anything like Fallout or Skyrim, any of those games. If you go any harder, then you're gonna be spending forever.
Yeah, so I just picked easy on that one.
Yeah,
just to feel like a BA just going through destroying everybody.
Basically, just so I can just go through the game. But I also started watching because it's leaving Hulu in 9 days. Toddlers and Tiaras.
Why?
That's actually a very
Why?
that show.
Tell us more.
Is actually
So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched like the whole thing, but I've actually watched episodes of it as well, and that's what got me into watching Honey Boo Boo.
I was gonna say, is this the show with Honey
Yeah.
Boo Boo?
Yeah.
I low-key loved Honey Boo Boo because you just feel like I'm not that bad of a human being, after watching the show. Yeah. Toddlers and Tiaras though. Oh,
it's actually not that bad. I enjoy
no,
it.
it's really bad.
It's for some of these kids are not that bad. Like some of them are
No,
actually
it's the
really
parents
bad.
that
it's the
are.
parents that are
So
like
we've
even
turned
like
into
some
the TLC
or the
podcast.
or the coaches. Oh my gosh, some of them are just.
They're like,
there's one that I just. Ooh, if I could slap her, I just would.
Banks, I don't hear anything from you because there was a time where we were waiting to go do some Fast and Furious shenanigans, and I got you hooked onto some dirty trash, reality TV.
Oh, Storage Wars?
Yeah,
That's actually fun to watch.
Yeah.
Not like beauty pageants. Who cares about
it's
that?
not the beauty pageants that's fun. It's seeing everybody argue over the whole entire thing.
It is. That's
Like
probably,
what would be
like,
great is like seeing like little league moms. Like how great of a reality show would that be?
or dads.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just,
That would be amazing. That'd be
TLC,
great.
get on
TV.
that.
Please.
just make sure to pay us some money for that.
Please.
I did actually go check out some movies this weekend, I should say. Finally checked out Ready Player One. Did you
Because
guys
that's
see
out
it?
on digital now, right?
Fantastic
Yeah.
movie. Loved it.
I'm picking it up what we're talking.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
I loved it.
I had a lot of fun with
I
it.
still
was a
need to see
fun
it,
movie.
but I hear a lot of people say it's like classic Spielberg.
Yeah, it's so funny because I didn't think it was going to be a great movie. And I should say, it wasn't a great movie. It was just a nerd fest of all the different things that are popping up. And we watched like an Easter egg movie or video afterwards, like to try and see like what we missed. I didn't see half the
There's
Easter
so
eggs that were
much.
in it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, they actually did an Easter egg video?
Like
on
IGN
YouTube?
did one.
Oh,
They
really?
did like it's like 136 Easter eggs that we spotted.
And that's probably not even scratching
Yeah.
the surface
Yeah.
of what's in that movie. It's insane. Like, I watched it the first time, and everybody was like, "Oh, watch for the Easter eggs." And you're trying to watch the movie, and then it goes into like one of the scenes where there's characters everywhere, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere.
"Oh, over here. Oh, there's that guy."
Love it.
But yeah, it's good. I liked Ready Player
I
One.
loved it.
The other one we checked out was Rampage. With everybody's favorite movie star, The
No,
Rock.
if you smell what the Rock is cooking.
This one was actually better than Skyscraper.
Really?
Because it didn't take itself seriously. It
Right.
knew that it was a cheesy, video game movie.
Would you consider it a good video game movie?
No,
Okay.
but it was still fun. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think we'll ever get a good video game
What
movie.
Tomb Raider one?
I actually really did like Tomb Raider. But I think that the first great video game movie is going to be coming in the next couple of years.
Oh.
Is the one that it's not Adi Shankar. Who is it that's doing it? Metal Gear Solid.
They're actually doing it?
they're doing a
Someone
movie.
actually developing Metal Gear Solid. I can't remember exactly who it is, but he's like super passionate about the video game itself. So it sounds he's there at like Comic-Con every year talking about like this is what I plan on doing. This is what I plan on doing. So I don't know who it is that's producing or anything, but
I feel like there was a video game movie that came out in the past year or so that everyone was saying was like the first, like the one that broke the curse. Like it was really, really good video game movie.
Not Resident Evil 6.
not really any of the Resident Evil movies.
I like the second one. I thought.
Yeah, the second one was fun.
The second one was a fun.
The
one.
one with
can't
Mike
think-
Epps.
I can't think of any video games.
Yes.
movies.
I'd have to look it up. I have to look it up.
I mean, there was Jumanji, but that's a board game.
Yeah.
that
Wreck-It-
movie was fantastic.
See, I consider Wreck-It Ralph, the closest thing to a great video game movie. Like I popped so much during that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's still gonna be plenty of video game references in the new one, even though it's break the internet.
Yeah, we'll
see what
see.
happens.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to it.
Saturday night, went and checked out for the first time the Cinematic Spectacular
Cinematic
Celebration.
Celebration. I can never remember which is which anymore.
Me either.
We
I've
actually
slipped
got-
up so many
yeah.
times.
We got there 2 hours early because we had I think what's it not Fast Pass? What do they call it over there? The virtual
Express
queue.
Pass.
Well, virtual queue.
The virtual queue.
Because apparently Fast and Furious does not have like a regular standby line right now. you can only go see it from virtual queue. It was really weird. Like we went to go wait in line, we're like, oh no, it's only virtual queue. Like, oh, okay, but
So that
whatever.
means that all the times are available because no one's going, right?
I guess I just we got there at 5. I
was gonna say,
I'm being dead
ooh.
serious. Like there was plenty of times available when we got there. We got there at 5, and I think it was like every hour there was stuff available. So, but it really wasn't that busy at the park either.
Oh,
So. But yeah, we went ahead and it was just like, screw it, let's just go sit down and play some Supercard. And we waited the 2 hours. We had front row, well, not front row, but like, you know where the sections are. We had the front row of our row, I should say.
Yeah.
That is actually a really cool show.
It's their best nighttime show, hands down.
I like it more than Rivers of Light.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, some people, is it Victoria that says like it's her favorite one?
Yeah,
I don't
like,
get it.
what?
But, whatever, to each your own. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. It was, World of Color light, for the most part or whatever. But I was even impressed with how many fireworks they shot off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually, I saw it go from technical rehearsals, and I saw one technical rehearsal, and then we went to the media event, and it was night and day difference because I went July 5th. The whole July 4th when they started technical rehearsals, the rain, it was just miserable. But the changes from technical rehearsal to the actual show during the media event, I was like, wow. It made all the difference in the world. The screens looked great, like you said, the fireworks, the projection mapping.
Yeah, projection mapping was actually really good.
I didn't, when they announced the projection mapping, I was like, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but it actually adds a really cool feel to the show.
Yeah. Especially like with the Transformers one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the like mechanic stuff and
buildings falling apart.
With the
battle damage.
Yeah.
with the Dementors during the Potter scene, like the windows are fogging up on the
all the
sides.
ice and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
no,
dope.
I think that's one of the coolest thing about the show is the depth. I mean, you've got the water screens, you've got the lasers, you've got the projection mapping, you got the fireworks, and it combines for a really
They utilize the space very
they do
very well.
It's a really good show.
Would you compare it to not compare it? Like, how does it hold up against like Disney nighttime shows minus Rivers of Light?
all right.
It's not as good as the Disney stuff. I'm going to go ahead and say. Well,
I was in some aspect
it's better than the World Globe thing in Illuminations.
There you go. In some aspects, it's a lot better than Illuminations. In terms of fireworks, it's not anywhere near as good as Illuminations.
Yeah, firework
but
wise, no.
That stupid 4 or 5 minute segment in the middle of Illuminations that no one cares about.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than that.
When the globe opens up and the fireworks.
You play Supercard during that time, or you start walking back.
I'm actually going to tell you some cool things about Illuminations in a minute, but so yeah.
No, I think Banks is kind of I'm on the same plane as Banks. I don't think it's I wish, and there's all the rumors of Illuminations getting some sort of an update here in the future.
Scares me. Oh, boy.
It's
Makes
almost
your
been
palm sweat, doesn't it?
It's almost been 20 years of this version. Time to get
Like,
over.
I'm with these guys, but I'm with you. I love Illuminations.
no,
I'm
but
sure it'll still be Illuminations, but like in the past, they'll just change it to a newer version of
That's
it.
what I was gonna say. If they could take like aspects of World of Color and Cinematic Celebration and apply it to somehow Illuminate, or did I say Illuminations? Or World of Color and Cinematic Celebration, and just make the lagoon aspect of Illuminations better, I think it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But Illuminations, you get that lull of the fountains.
And trying to see a screen that's
And
so
you're
far
like-
away.
you're
you can't
looking-
see
you're
what's
looking-
on
I
the-
think that's
fountains.
a giraffe on there. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yeah. Didi's getting so triggered.
Like I said, though, I'm with him. I love Illuminations.
Yeah.
It's my guilty pleasure of nighttime shows at Disney. I love it. I could stand there and watch the whole thing. I just wish there was more to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't compare to Happily Ever After. I mean, come on.
No.
Still haven't
but
seen it.
It is.
No, I still haven't seen it. Because every time we go to Magic Kingdom, I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm going home. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
I can't
it's
deal
You
with
just
it.
don't want to deal with the crowds and the fire.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
watch it
bad.
and then hang out and enjoy the park while people are leaving, and then
It's still
be
too
one of the
much.
last to
I can't-
leave.
Like
No, it's
even
bad.
just
It's
thinking
bad.
of going to Magic Kingdom gives me hives. I just
like
Magic Kingdom is such a bad park right now when it comes to crowds.
Mini
Yeah,
panic.
it seems like after they did that whole redo of the center area, it's like it made the crowd worse.
Because everybody just hangs out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, I'm just going to lay down, get my Starbucks, and just,
yeah, it's so bad. 'cause-
And then night and day compared to Disneyland, when we were over there, it's still crowded, but everybody's like sitting down somewhere.
set
They're
up
chilling.
benches.
Yeah, there's benches everywhere. What is that about? Yeah.
and for their crappy
Yeah.
fireworks.
But no, Cinematic Celebration is easily the best nighttime show Universal has done. I could say that without a doubt.
And two things with it. The second scene, Fast and Furious.
Let's go.
They actually have some pretty cool little ways that they show off the cars and whatnot in
Yeah.
it too. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's actually pretty cool.
Really?
Gavin, of course, lost his mind for it. He legitimately yelled, "Ride or die!" Like, oh, that's my boy. That's my boy.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
It only makes me want them to do a Halloween version even more now, though, because
Oh,
it
who
just
knows?
seems like
Maybe
it's
they will.
so easily to be programmed into that whole entire thing.
I
It's
know
just-
Aiello has said like he can't
divulge
confirm
any information,
but
or
he
whatever,
says he like it would be a waste to have this
yeah.
technology and not do
It's
anything.
so easy.
Yeah, we
to
asked
do
him
it.
the same question in our interview, and it's like, he gave the usual, we got this platform,
Yeah.
we're going to use
Yeah.
it type
It's
answers. So I would love
see.
a Horror Nights version. So, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do this a little bit differently than normal.
Different.
I'm not gonna read as much as I normally would. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, not even just because of that. Just because I don't want to read so much anymore. I really like the way that some of our conversations lately have just been natural. So
Natural
Yeah, it's
conversation.
best just condense the facts into
Yeah.
a couple of points, and
Yeah.
then we can go from there.
thanks,
We
Professor.
don't need quotes and things.
Thanks,
like
Professor.
I love quotes.
I do love quotes too.
Professor.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the news.
That. You did so good last week. You had no miscues last week.
So close, but so far away. It's the news time.
Well, I'm gonna throw you off. So we have 5 items on the list,
Not a baker's dozen.
but we're also gonna go into the topic of the show.
That's. It's that time for that space quote for the tots. I quit life.
Yeah. So
So we're starting off with Tots.
yeah, I want to start off with this. This is easily the biggest story that's happened for a long time.
Probably being the most political Tots we've done so far.
Other than Roseanne, probably.
Oh,
Yeah. Wow. So Friday happened. It's funny because I was going to talk about what I was doing Friday, but I'm going to talk about it later. We were at a media event, Matt and I. And,
The Christmas one, right?
Yeah, the Christmas
Nailed
one
it.
at Disney.
That'll be on the show this week.
Yeah. Oh, will it be? Okay. So Friday we were at the media event at Disney, and Matt got the notification saying, I think he was actually sitting next to me, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What's going on?" He says, "James Gunn was just fired." I'm like, "From what?" He says, "Guardians of the Galaxy." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I'm looking it up, and sure enough, So, just some bullet points. James Gunn was fired Friday after tweets resurfaced from several years ago in which he made jokes about pedophilia and molestation. Yeah.
First off, those are not funny things to joke about. Those aren't things you want to joke about. They were horrible jokes. I'll
Very
just
poor
say
taste.
that off the top right now. I do not condone those jokes at all. But I mean, I guess we're gonna just jump right into it.
Jump into it. I'll hit bullet points as we're talking.
These jokes are not something that were just recently uncovered. Everyone's known about these jokes for a long time. He admitted to the jokes and apologized for them in 2012 or 2013.
It was before he was hired for the first Guardians.
He was already hired before he started making the movie.
Before he started making it, yes, correct.
So
Sorry.
Disney and everyone, we've already known about all this stuff. He apologized there. He took responsibility. He's grown and matured since then. So why all of a sudden now?
Well, and the thing is, too, the jokes weren't even just jokes. They were, like, jokes within jokes. Like, he was purposely, making bad jokes for the sake of making a bad joke.
Yeah.
It was very poorly done.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, he got his start with Trauma films.
Trauma
Yeah.
films.
And so they're known for making like horrible, bad movies. And so I think he worked on Romeo and Juliet. I think that was his first movie or something.
yeah, there's a bunch of
Yeah.
ridiculous stuff.
So
yeah.
that was kind of what he was doing then. Was
Super
what he
over the
wanted
top.
to do? Yeah.
That's why, like, when he was hired for Guardians of the Galaxy, we all were like, "Wow, Disney just hired James Gunn. Like, this is the same guy who made Slither,
Yeah.
and Super, and all these super over the top movies." I'm like, "Wow, that's not a Disney guy that I would think of it at all."
Yeah.
But it
But
worked.
he proved himself to be able to mature. And
Exactly.
What was the Lollipop Chainsaw?
Yes,
That was
exactly.
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one.
video game.
That
Yeah.
was like one. Oh, yeah.
One of
yeah,
my friends
yeah.
was like, Disney, you hired the guy that did or is it Chainsaw Lollipop or
Lollipop
Chainsaw?
Yeah.
And he was like ...
Yeah, yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah, enough said.
But I unfortunately I have this curse of seeing all sides of a story
Yeah.
when I start analyzing things. So I'm always arguing with myself. As you guys saw me on Twitter.
yeah.
It's one of those things where I see this person's side, but then I see the other person's side, and I'm like, who do I side with? And the thing was, like you said at the beginning, his tweets about the child, pedophilia and all that stuff. There were people saying, who are they to judge what dark humor is?
Yeah.
And I didn't read all of his tweets. I saw some of them. But it's interesting. Like, where do you draw the line of what dark humor is? I mean, you got these Cards Against Humanity, South Park, all this.
Rick and Morty. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many over the top.
Yeah.
You've got all this ridiculous, quote, disgusting humor out there. So where do you draw the line? I mean, I get it. I see the side of child, all that stuff
Right,
isn't anything to joke about, but who are we to judge what a joke is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no proof out there that he was into child,
Right.
pornography
Yes, yeah.
or whatever. So, it's
He
like,
wasn't harming anybody. He was just
Exactly.
making tasteless jokes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
so
And it wasn't even about a specific person. It was just
No.
random jokes.
exactly.
And I'll tell you, like, when this first got ousted back in 2012, 2013, if they had fired him then, I would have been like, okay, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to have that with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's now 5, 6 years later, and now.
Well, what the thing is too that what I understand. You right there?
That was a sneeze.
Bless you,
That
Mike.
was a sneeze.
That was a sneeze.
Did you turn off your mic at the same
Wow,
time?
I did. That was good.
Talent. I'm impressed. Why can't you be that good with the audio cues?
Oh! Boom!
Because you want to destroy Illumination. Get out of here.
So of course everybody's comparing this to Roseanne.
Yes.
Now Roseanne kind of talked about a specific person, right? That's correct. That's what she
Correct.
did. Of course, I do not fall on that side of the line. I've made it known on the show that I am very left.
Yes.
So of course I am partial, but I'm going to go and say it. That's why I think she was fired specifically, and that's why it's different from what James Gunn is. ABC/Disney, I think, made a call saying, well, he's getting kind of all this blowback. We already made an example of Roseanne.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have to make an example of James Gunn as well. But I think they don't realize, or I think they made a rash decision of he didn't harm anybody, and he wasn't talking about anybody in specific.
Right.
That
Yeah.
it was bad
He-
jokes. Yes, bad jokes. But unlike Roseanne, unlike what happened with who's the guy that did the FX comedy show?
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K. Was doing actual acts of people, and
Right.
that's why these people got fired. He wasn't physically harming anybody. He wasn't emotionally harming anybody. He just made really bad, tasteless jokes. I'm not condoning them,
Right.
but who am I to say, like you said, Clint?
Yeah.
that it's not someone.
It's so hard
Yeah.
because I have 3 kids, and
Yeah.
when you start talking about that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, I saw everybody on Twitter and social media saying, oh, how can you condone those jokes and stuff, and I'm like,
Don't condone them at all.
yeah, I don't, but who are we to judge to say that what's not a joke, and where he was at that point in his life. What 8, 9, 10 years ago these tweets were.
2009, yeah.
Yeah, almost a decade. I mean, are you the same person you were 10 years ago or 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
And I think I read something today where someone is kind of comparing it to like what Disney did was completely null what the plot of the first Guardians of the Galaxy is. How people with horrible backgrounds can change.
Yeah.
What Disney did just completely nixed that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. It's
There's a lot, and I'm trying so hard not to dive too
Into
politically
politics,
because this really, at some point, in some ways, this really is a politically driven attack.
Yeah, it very
on
much
him
was.
by what I don't even want to give this guy's name because he gives him more credit than he deserves.
Yeah.
But,
Well, he just did it yesterday. I don't know if I put this in the news. Did I put it
oh
in
yeah,
the
because he attacked someone else.
he was going after somebody else.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
That's right.
The guy who actually does Rick and Morty.
Yep.
He did like a
really bad pilot.
quote unquote pilot. It was just something stupid that he created called Daryl. It was like a work off of like Dexter, but
I
instead
don't even
of,
want to say what it was about.
Yeah. So he did whatever this but it was just a stupid thing or whatever. And now the same person called him out for it. But Cartoon Network's like, hey, listen, we pride ourselves on going above the what the normal comedy limits are. We do not think that this is a great test of like what Cartoon Network is about.
Yeah.
But we're behind Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
I wish Disney would have done the same thing.
God, why couldn't Disney have
What
done
Disney
that?
did was give him the ammunition to continue doing this
Yeah.
and validate his viewpoints, which is not good.
Yeah.
Deeds.
I don't really know a whole lot about it, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
I just know he just got fired and he did some tweets and
Yeah.
I
that's
feel-
it. I don't really know about like anything besides that. I just know it sucks just because
Those movies are.
those movies were really great,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be weird now.
Oh, he made those
knowing
movies.
that-
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little
So
bit more.
weird.
So another one. So he was supposed to be at a Hall H panel
That
at San
day.
Diego Comic-Con, same
For
day.
his- for his,
That was canceled.
Yeah, because he was producing a movie, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
One of yeah.
But there was a petition that started Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and as of 7:30 this morning, I'm sure it's a ton more now. It was at 254,000 signatures.
I almost feel like the backlash to this backlash is greater than the initial like the backlash to him getting fired is greater than the backlash
Nobody
to the
cared.
tweets.
Yeah, no one
Nobody
cared.
cared. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, when it comes to actors and actresses that are defending him, Selma Blair, Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Michael Rooker, Karen Gillan, Justin Roiland, Patton Oswalt, and Dave Bautista all defended. Dave Bautista made the most poignant statement. He said, "I will have more to say, but for right now, all I will say is this: James Gunn is one of the most loving, caring, good-natured people I have ever met. He's gentle and kind and cares deeply for people and animals. He's made mistakes. We all have. I'm not okay with what's happening to him. What will you do when you have the cyber Nazis attack you? Who will stand by you? Who will cowardly distance themselves from you? Who will punish you for horrible jokes in the past instead of defending you and inspiring millions? Millions." And he does hashtag redemption, hashtag injustice. I know some people that are on the other side of the coin, where they're, they think that James, should have been fired.
Yeah.
And now they're saying that maybe Batista should be fired as well because of defending him the way that he is.
Are you going to fire the entire Guardians of the Galaxy lineup for defending him?
Pratt and everybody else.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Like,
I just feel like the this whole like online Twitter movements of being offended by everything is just blown out of proportion. now.
I'm that close from getting away from Twitter. I'm that.
I mean,
close.
Michael Rooker quit Twitter over this.
his tweet was fantastic.
I know it
by
was.
The way.
Oh, what did he say?
Oh, we can't say it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
But there was another good one. This was yesterday.
oh, this is great.
Rooker's got a very potty mouth.
Yeah. Bobcat Goldthwait. Everybody knows Bobcat from Police Academy. And of course, he was in Hercules.
Yep.
So he says, "I love James Gunn. He's a loyal friend, super talented, passionate, and kind. I wanted to say something. Here it is. Dear Disney," and tags them. "I would hate for you to come off as hypocritical, so I'm suggesting that you remove my voice from an attraction that's coming to your park. It's called World of Color, Villainous." So first off, breaking
what?
news. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Thank you, Bobcat.
And I reprised the role of Pain, a role I played in Hercules. You see, here's the deal. Years ago, I made a lot of sarcastically shocking and offensive jokes, many that I'm embarrassed about now. And I'd hate to make you guys look bad seeing that I'm an openly critical of the president and his administration, and you seem to be taking your lead from some of his radical fringe supporters. I think James Woods may have had recorded a voice for his new attraction too. Why not check out some of his wacky past tweets?
They're
Yeah,
bad.
because he's crazy.
They're a hoot.
Oof.
For the record, I do stand with survivors of sexual abuse, and I was wondering if you guys are still making money off your movie Powder. Ouch. Asking for a friend. Thanks, Bobcat.
Oh.
So that was it. The director of Powder. We found out after the fact that was it during? I don't even remember now. But he was molesting kids and whatnot. So yeah. So Bobcat with some daggers.
And that's the thing. Like, he brings up a good point. Like, you think of all of these comedians who tell jokes and have told a lot more offensive jokes that I've saw in James Gunn's tweets.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, it's crazy. Like, why are we singling out this one guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we actually have let's see here. We have a friend that wants to talk to everybody. Let's see if I can get a hold of them. Let's see here. I'm going to pause for dramatic effect. Ringing. It's ringing.
Dun dun.
Are we phoning a friend?
We're phoning a friend. I was actually going to make a Regis Philbin joke.
Hello?
This is Regis Philbin. We have a friend here that
What a
wants
bad
to
impression.
call in for $1 million.
Wow.
Oh.
I can pay off my student loans now.
No. You have to help us.
Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome her back to the show after she, just ditched us and ran away to
Oh my
Texas.
Yeah, you jerk.
Pinkies up, everybody, for
Little
Miss
pinky
Brittany
jerk.
Tuttle.
Brittany!
Woo! Welcome back to the show, Brittany, even though you're thousands of miles away.
Right. I'm a remote call-in.
So we were just talking about the whole James Gunn debacle, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And you had some words that you wanted to share. Are you prepared to share those words?
I'll try my best.
Okay.
because
All right.
I have
so-
a lot of feelings.
All right, so lay it down.
Okay. So have you guys what have you guys talked about with it? So
We basically
far?
went through the whole
Anything?
entire thing.
Or-
We went through Friday of how how he was fired for the tweets. We talked about how his con appearance was canceled. We talked about the petition that as of 7:30 this morning had 250,000 signatures for him to come back, and then we talked about all the celebrity support that he has.
Right, which I want to point out that I think Batista started that, which is really cool.
Yes.
But yeah, so awesome. First of all, I think it's super messed up, and it kind of permeates this idea that you have to be perfect on the internet forever, and if you're not, then you just have to wait for someone to turn something you said 10 years ago against you on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I've also seen, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but other celebrities are getting their stuff put on blast. Like Trevor Noah, I saw was one.
Really?
Oh, I didn't see the one about Trevor. We were talking about Dan Harmon got it yesterday.
Yeah, Dan Harmon, Trevor Noah, Sarah Silverman are all getting like receipts pulled out on them for stuff that they've done in the past. Yeah, it's like started this frenzy all because like I don't want to throw all the blame on Disney, but at the same time, like they could have avoided this.
Yeah.
Because them kicking him out and firing him makes it socially acceptable for people to lose their livelihoods over things that they say. And I don't at all condone any of the stuff he said because I saw those tweets. They're awful.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the same person that he was when he tweeted that stuff, and I don't think he should lose his livelihood over that because if you think about it, like no one's going to want to touch him after this.
No, not
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, being devil's advocate, you talked about that Disney is to blame for basically starting the war, but with James Gunn. Do you think that this could have started really with Roseanne?
I don't
we
know.
talked about it earlier that we think Roseanne is a different case just because she specifically targeted somebody with the racist comments.
Right.
But of course it all started with Roseanne being fired because of her
Mm-hmm.
social media comments.
Right. So I think that definitely played into it. If just like me guessing here, I think that they couldn't let James stay after firing Roseanne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Because-
exactly what we said. That we thought, that this was like, oh, we did this to Roseanne, we're going to have to do it to James as well.
Right, because you can't play both sides of the political game because everyone thought it was a political move to let her go. And with him being so vocally against the president, they didn't want to seem like they supported or they advocated any of the other things that he said, maybe not the inappropriate jokes or whatever, but I don't think they could, I don't know, I don't think they could stand by him and then still justify letting her go. So they had to do it. I wish that they would eat crow and just bring him back, but at the same time, if I were him, I don't know if I would want to come back after being like publicly crucified,
Yeah. Do you think they attempt to try and bring him back, or do you think the time has passed that they're just going to let it be?
I don't think it was ever. I think they probably, like some people would have wanted to, but Disney usually sticks to their guns when it comes to crisis stuff like this. I don't think ever bringing him back would be an option on the table.
Now, why do you think he was immediately fired the way he was? Unlike John Lasseter, for instance, that he's an advisor. I think that's what it was. Whatever the role is that he has until the end of the year. Why do you think they didn't give him that some type of option?
Well, if I'm correct, I think John Lasseter was able to negotiate his terms of leave, and that was one of his stipulations, was that he would be kept on as an advisor.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that though. I think it's mostly because it blew up overnight on Twitter, and we actually saw, the proof. Like you could see it on your phone screen. Whereas with John Lasseter, you had to go on the testaments of his. I don't want to say victims, but like victims.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because it sounds awful, right? You would have to just go based off of what they say, whereas with the James Gunn situation, it was right in front of your face. You could look at it and see what he said.
All right. Now, you actually sent a question in, too, but you were talking about, if he doesn't, get brought back. You said earlier, this is controversial, but who would you want to take over directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 if Gunn can't or won't come back?
Taika.
So I was waiting for Brittany just to immediately answer her own question.
Well, I want to
If
hear what
didn't
you guys
Brittany,
think.
Banks yelled Taika as loud as he could.
I've seen people say Taika, which like I could totally see happening. They're also friends, so I feel like that would be a good, respectful like passing of the torch.
Okay.
I've seen people say Edgar Wright, but I don't know if that would happen after the whole Ant-Man
I
thing.
don't think that would come back either. Yeah.
Wait, what happened with that?
So that
He
would
was
be
the one that was
cool.
directing Ant-Man at first, and then shenanigans happened, and yeah.
Creative differences.
That's why Simon Pegg hates Marvel, because of everything that Disney treated.
Oh,
Yeah.
the way okay.
Yeah.
It was going to be an awesome movie too.
Oh,
Sad.
I bet it would.
But part of me also wonders if Guardians 3 will even happen at all, Like, with the whole cast, even Chris Pratt, who I figured wouldn't say anything,
Yeah.
even came out and said something in his own way.
Yeah, it
but
was like
he
a
did.
biblical song or
Like,
something,
what if they all, like, don't do it? What if that's it
Ooh,
for the
like
Guardians?
almost like a
I
strike.
mean...
So, like, say, the end of Infinity War, they just change up everything and they just kill everybody?
Well, I mean, one of them is dead forever, so
I still don't think she is.
No, I don't think she is either.
I don't think she is.
I don't think
spoilers.
Well,
We don't know that, but her, I don't know, what happened to Gamora wasn't as a result of the Soul Stone or whatever, so, like, I don't know.
anyway.
But anyway, because it makes me wonder, like, what if they would do, like, a group, we're not going to do this because you took away James, kind of thing.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening as well. All right, Miss Brittany.
And then yeah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on and giving us a little bit of your thoughts on everything.
Thank you.
We miss
Thanks
you.
for including me.
We miss you.
Try.
Miss you guys.
Stop lying.
Where
Are you lying?
Where can everybody follow
She's
you
lying.
if they want to follow your adventures?
If you want to follow my adventures, you can find me at BRITTANITUTTLE
It's spelled weird.
on Twitter and Instagram. And I know I've been saying I would do a YouTube thing. I just have to get motivated to do it.
Just talk about
But-
ThrillGeeks. Get Stephen Miller. on
That'll
the show.
probably happen.
Oh,
That'll probably happen.
Stephen Miller. I
We'll
talked to him
see.
the other day. He said he's totally down for it. You got to come back to Florida so
Ugh.
we can film our Twin Peaks podcast.
If you have Stephen Miller on the podcast without me, I'm going to be really upset.
Oh,
with
I'm gonna have to do it now.
Oh, yeah.
you. I will come back with my log, angry, and you will have to tell it how you betrayed me by having him on without me.
betrayal.
All right, well, let's get out. Let me get you out of here so we can go on with more news. All right, we'll talk to you later, though.
Later.
Okay.
Love you,
Bye.
buddy. Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Yay, Brittany! It's good to talk to her a little bit. So yeah, we're anxious to see what all is going to happen with the whole entire situation. But
Time will tell now.
on to bigger and better news. So number 2, new episodes were announced on Thursday of Star Wars: The Clone Wars coming back. I couldn't believe it. So I was actually at work at the office. I think I was getting ready to leave, and I got the text message from a friend of mine saying, "Check this video out." And I was like, "Oh wait, this is starting off." So, oh wait a minute, maybe they're just doing something kind of cool with the Clone Wars helmets or whatever. And then, oh my God, no, they're actually bringing it back. So, new episodes of the show are coming, with Disney showing off new footage at the Clone Wars 10th anniversary panel at San Diego Comic-Con. The show is reportedly coming back with 12 episodes to complete the series. Original supervising director Dave Filoni, who is returning for this continuation, said that the show is coming to Disney's upcoming direct-to-consumer streaming service set to debut in 2019. No release date has been given. Anybody else hyped about this at all?
It's great news because I know when the show was canceled, I know they hadn't completely wrapped up the story that they wanted to. So
At all. Yeah, no.
So this is really awesome that, and it makes sense that they would do this for the streaming service because they're going to want some new content.
Yep.
So why not bring back for a limited run?
Yep. Didi?
I didn't watch it, so I saw my Netflix queue. I'll get to it eventually, but I'm gonna watch it.
You definitely should. It was funny because Fraka actually watched it before I got to it, and she loves it. She absolutely loves the show. Rebels, of course, continued the story originally from.
And they got a good concrete ending.
Oh God, it was so good, so good. Clint, were you a fan of Clone Wars?
I'm kind of in the same boat as him. I started to watch Clone Wars. I never finished it. So, but it's good to see that, we're getting some good content for this streaming service.
Yeah.
And what's the other Star Wars show that they announced? The one that's
It's a live action one, right?
No, the animated one with BB-8, and it's going to take place in between. Gosh, what is it called?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was the other animated Star Wars series they announced. It shows the artwork shows BB-8.
I don't even know.
Help me out here,
about
guys.
I didn't even hear
It's the
about
first
it.
time hearing about this.
Yeah, no. That's coming out, and this I can't remember if that one's going to be on the streaming service, but it's good to see that we're going to be getting some good Star Wars content.
Cool.
As far as, and what was really
Here we go. It's called Star Wars Resistance.
I was going to say the Resistance, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that one looks really cool. My
let's see,
my
yeah.
oldest son saw that, and he's excited about that because he loved Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So the fact that they're doing an animated series on that's pretty cool. But no, I'm excited. I got to get caught up on it. I'm sure my oldest would sit down with me and watch it. So it's definitely something now that they're continuing it, I want to get back to and watching. And what was really interesting, just in regards to the announcement itself, it definitely comes to show with it shows with San Diego Comic-Con. You get all the big trailers and everything, which we're going to talk about. But I think the key to winning Comic-Con is surprise.
Exactly, because this was just labeled as we're celebrating the 10th anniversary
Yeah.
of Clone Wars, and then boom.
This was a huge announcement. I saw more coverage for this than anything else. It was just really, I look at stuff like that. How does stuff work? And what makes it more popular? And it was really interesting because this surprise of the Clone Wars returning got more coverage than any trailer or anything. So,
Well, it's funny because I'm going to skip to it. So number 4, San Diego Comic-Con. There weren't as many big reveal trailers as I remember being in the past. At least not big deal ones, I thought.
yeah.
So movie-wise, there was maybe 4 that I could think of. That's why those are the 4 I wrote down. You had the new Godzilla movie, which, okay, this looks cool. I like the last one. Shazam? Aquaman.
I mean, hey, a fun DC movie.
Yeah, a lot of people are
We'll
comparing
come
like,
back
to
to
like
that.
Ant-Man with it being like as fun as it looks. So I'm still
I
for.
could
I
see
didn't
that.
see the trailer, but
Let's see, Aquaman, and then Glass, which
Glass.
is the trilogy of Unbreakable.
Well,
and
I think the reason why we're not really thinking it was a big year is because we didn't have any Star Wars or Marvel trailers drop, and those are usually the big ones.
it was really surprising that we heard 2-3 weeks before San Diego Comic-Con that we're not going to have a big Hall H reveal or anything, but nothing, no Captain Marvel, nothing. Just come on, please.
But didn't Harry Potter, the new Potter movie, Fantastic
Fantastic
Oh yeah,
Beasts
that,
too.
that,
Yeah.
that, that,
Beasts?
trailer
I think that
drops.
trailer dropped.
We're gonna have Johnny Depp, who did physical abuse. He's still fine, being on the movies, right? It's
Wow,
it's just so funny about all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually showed up at the
Yeah.
panel dressed up as
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I saw this great side-by-side photo of Johnny Depp as Grindelwald on stage next to a photo of Loki, of Tom Hiddleston dressed as Loki on the Comic-Con stage a few years ago. And it says, "This is the physical resemblance of Chanel versus Walmart."
Let's see, but there weren't that many big, huge trailers. Like, I did like Godzilla. Shazam, let's come back to that one. I don't know a lot about the character of Shazam. Of course, it's really Captain Marvel, but they're calling him Shazam, I guess because Marvel bought the rights to that actual name. I didn't like the trailer at all. I like Zach Levi, but he's not a superhero to me.
Yeah.
People keep telling me, oh, but he's a kid.
Yeah.
But the problem is with the trailer, when he's a kid, he's like this dark, brooding kid or whatever. But once he becomes Shazam, quote unquote, then he's happy-go-lucky, making jokes or whatever. So I was really thrown off. I don't know which way they're going with it. I don't know. I hate the suit. The suit looks like he's wearing a Halloween costume with padding.
Well, like padding.
Is it red with the thunderbolt and yellow and white cape?
Yep.
That's my. I didn't like the casting for it.
I hope
don't-
it's good.
I hope he buffed up. I mean,
He has, but he's not like he's
The
not
Rock.
Shazam big.
yeah, he needs. That's why, like, when The Rock got cast as Black Adam, I was like, no, he needs to be Captain Marvel. Like, no, but he's gonna be. I don't know, man. But who would you cast? Like,
I don't even know.
See, I don't even know.
I don't even know who could be a Shazam.
Yeah.
A good Shazam. I'd have to put some
I
thought
guess
into
they
that.
just really wanted a comedic actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
And
hopefully
maybe they did auditions and they're the one he liked the best. Or
hopefully it's good. I'm still gonna see it, but
Yeah.
it just the trailer didn't grab me at all. On the other hand, Aquaman did. I hated Aquaman in Justice League. Hated him with a passion.
all right.
Yeah, all right, my man. I'm like, oh my
man.
god, oh god, Aquaman, go back to the water or something.
He did go back to the water.
It actually looks really cool.
Really,
Black Manta is in this movie.
really.
Yeah, and
He
it
was
doesn't
awesome
look
looking.
cheesy. Like it actually looks cool.
He looks
dude, it looks really cool.
bad. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
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 he
yeah.
looks really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
lit. That
You
sounds
put
dope.
you put armor on sharks. You got my attention.
And then of
Coming
course
from Mr. Sharknado over here.
Yeah. And of course, they had the Glass trailer, which
I think
I'm
that was my
so hyped
favorite
for this.
trailer.
I cannot wait for this movie. I really cannot wait.
I finished watching the going back to Godzilla. I finished watching it and I was like, man, the Upside Down's gotten crazy.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They actually don't show any of the monsters whatsoever, other than
No,
Godzilla.
but the teases are really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And I was like, one of my grudges with the first Godzilla was I loved the first one, but they took so long to get
there,
to him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope this one they just go
Right into it. Yeah, just
right into it and let's just, like he says in the movie, let them fight. Let's
Yeah.
go.
get to that Gundam fight.
It's a Gundam.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought. By the way, I did lose my mind for that part.
I did. Told you.
TV wise, there wasn't really a whole lot of TV announcements other than the Clone Wars, and then they showed the trailer for the Mayans. Really excited for it. I love Sons of Anarchy. Really excited. You said no, it wasn't you that started watching it. It was Matt who started. Yeah,
watching
Matt
it.
started. And then in the video game wise, there wasn't a whole lot either, but they did announce finally that we are getting the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. It looks really cool.
It looks cool.
You don't like
Right.
the controller,
I don't
though.
like the controller. I don't like the white on the controller. I think it's
On the nubs or whatever.
It looks. I think it looks.
Did you see the sorry, not to backtrack here. Did
You're
you
good.
see the trailer going back to TV stuff from San Diego, the Disenchantment from the creators of Simpsons and
Futurama.
Oh
Futurama.
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot
That
about
actually
one.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that one
and-
does look funny. It's a Netflix show.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
really?
straight to Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a binge watch show for you.
I got kind of like a Princess Bride vibe
yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's really cool. So.
And you can tell that same guy who did Bender. Oh God,
Billy West.
No,
Billy-
no,
no.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, he's in it as well. You
Oh,
can
okay,
hear
cool.
his voice. So I'm waiting for him to do the whole Marcus Phoenix thing.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Let's see.
Oh, wait, but real quick. Also, Ryan Reynolds did announce that they're releasing a special edition of Deadpool 2 on Blu-ray
Oh, I didn't see
with
that.
all the deleted scenes that they...
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Including the baby Hitler scenes.
Oh.
It's called like the Super Spectacular Ultimate... I can't repeat
I'm
the
buying
rest.
that on 4K Blu-ray.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. I didn't care for Deadpool 2, but I will get this because I'm sure like the deleted scenes will make the movie better.
Yeah, going back to number 3, so I guess it would be number 4 now. That's how math works, right? Last night, WWE announces its first ever all-women pay-per-view event. They named it Evolution, and it will take place at the Nassau Coliseum on Sunday, October 28th. It will feature the title defenses from Raw Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the NXT Women's Champion, and the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Go women, girl power.
I'm really
This is
excited.
good. This is a good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
The girls' matches have been great lately.
Usually better than the guys.
Exactly. They said, I guess they talked to Stephanie today, Stephanie McMahon, and she said that it's a possibility of a tag team title showing up soon as well.
Oh,
so
good. Finally.
It could be interesting.
Finally.
Very excited.
Hopefully that means Naomi will finally get some gold.
Well, she had gold.
But not anymore.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Speaking of WWE,
Uh-oh.
did my eyes like? I feel like I was scrolling through Facebook or somewhere, and I saw a trailer for Miz and Mrs.
Oh, yes.
Miz
It
has his
starts
own show
tonight.
now.
It starts
It
tonight.
starts tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Tuesday, guys.
Yeah,
It's on USA, though, which sucks because USA shows don't go on Hulu until like 2 years later.
Yeah, it's basically, Total Divas or
Yes.
Total Bellas or whatever, but with Miz and
Heck,
Maurice.
Yes!
Like, you can tell it's super scripted at times, but I don't care. Like,
I
I
love
love them. They're like, oh God.
No, I just need Trinity and John to have a show, and I'm good.
Yeah, they can just retire from the wrestling. Just keep doing the show.
Just keep doing the shows. That's it. Because at the Bella shows, if that wasn't for that John Cena stuff that happened, what a boring of a season that would have been.
Really? I haven't even watched any of it.
Oy.
Buzz your girlfriend.
Sorry to keep kind of going off track here,
No, we're
but I
good.
finally watched Blockers the other day.
What a great movie.
I loved it.
I haven't watched it yet. I
it was a lot of
No.
fun.
You gotta remember, I got 3 kids at home, dude. I can't just watch it when you're willy nilly.
I
Trinity's
feel you.
old enough?
I feel you.
Yeah. But I got 2 younger ones though. Like Trinity.
Aaron's old.
I don't know if I. Would
Like,
you?
what is it?
Yeah. Would you let?
It's about 3 parents that are trying to keep their kids from
hitting it.
Zesty time.
having
Fair
fun on prom night, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
And John Cena is
You're
one,
looking
is,
with
is,
your wrong
is
eye.
one of the fathers in it, and John Cena is legit funny in this movie.
Oh, he's
Oh,
great.
he's hilarious. I
I'll
think
have
he's
to
really
watch
great.
it.
Oh, it's very funny. You'll like it.
He actually did come out the other day and say, everybody wants his character on WWE to turn heel,
Yeah.
inside baseball, bad guy. But he is the bad guy in Bumblebee. And he says, so what you don't see on wrestling, you will be able to see in Bumblebee. I'm like, all right, yeah.
You heard what he did at
Bad guy,
Comic-Con,
John
right?
Cena. Huh?
You heard what he did at Comic-Con, right? He dressed up. He cosplayed as Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah, I did see the
Yeah.
video. Yeah, he's walking around like, who would win in a fight, Bumblebee or John Cena? And everyone's
Wait.
like, Bumblebee. I'm
So-
like, really? Taking the back off.
Oh, he's the bad guy in Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
He's like military guy.
They show him for like 2 seconds in the first teaser.
Really?
Yeah, he's the bad
Oh, please don't
military
kill
guy.
him. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. Please don't kill him.
They'll kill him.
No, I want him to die. And as he's doing it, you can't see me. But you will see in Fast and the Furious, hopefully. Oh, God. I want it to happen so bad.
If Cena were in Fast and Furious,
I would lose my
Fast and
mind.
Furious.
I would see that movie 12 times.
How much muscle can you have in Fast and Furious? God.
the baby oil budget is high on that movie.
The Rock came out and said, Idris Elba is playing the heel in the Hobbs movie.
No, Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, how amazing is this movie going to be?
Oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah. Idris Elba
And
is
it's
going
just
to be
the
the heel.
spinoff.
Like, you remember how much you hated him as Charles in The Office?
Yes.
Like, how... Oh, God, it's going to be so good.
It's gonna be
so good.
I
So
can't
good.
wait. Oh.
So number 5. This was some interesting news yesterday. Was it yesterday that was announced, right? The Walt Disney World to host the special V.I.Passholder nights.
VIP pass holder
It's
combined.
V.I. Passholder.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
Brittany wrote it. It's not my fault. It's her fault.
Disney named it.
So this new offering will give event goers access to select attractions, dining locations, and shops in Magic Kingdom or Epcot for an extra 2 hours after the park closes. The events will also have a limited capacity, so be sure to register for them early.
And emails went out today to register,
Yes,
and I've
yes.
heard they've sold out already.
Yep, I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which one are you doing? Because you only do one, right?
Yeah,
you
I
only
wanted.
pick one.
Of course, I wanted to do the Magic Kingdom one, but I got September 6th for Epcot. So
I got August 5th for Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
so.
you lucky mother!
You know, Banks.
Oh, they are doing different parks. I thought it was all for Magic Kingdom. See,
I wish
I
it
didn't even
was.
read my own stuff.
But I heard that because I don't know if Food and Wine starts by September 6th. I can't remember. But I did hear that the October 25th one, that the food booths will be open for the event for pass holders.
Well, first off, you do know Banks got that email early because he's Mr. Professor of the
Excuse me.
Mm.
I had people tell me that the emails 2 hours before I got my email. So you can just.
We
I
know.
will turn your mic off.
We know. Just keep it kayfabe. Keep it kayfabe. But going on, where are we at here? So yeah, like we were saying, August 5th is going to be Magic Kingdom from 10 to 2 or 10 to 12. September 6th is Epcot from 9 to 11, and October 25th, Epcot 9 to 11. Why do you think they're not doing the other parks?
I don't know actually.
I was just curious. It says advanced registration for the events is required and can be made online for one event at a time. There is no additional charge to attend the event. A valid annual pass along with a photo ID will be required to check in. Children under the age of 3 can attend these special events as long as they are accompanied by an adult with a valid Gold, Platinum Plus, or Premier annual pass. Sorry, Silver.
No silver.
Other V.I.Passholder offerings include a Passholder exclusive in-park offering, so pass holders can enjoy special V.I.Passholder perks during some of the seasonal events throughout the year, like special giveaways and exclusive offerings, special surprises in the parks. Oh my God, I cannot talk. This stupid tongue thing.
What
is
happened?
killing me.
What
my
happened
goodness,
to
I can't
condensing
believe
this
it.
down,
Yeah.
Mike?
Well, this one I wanted to read everything. Experience sneak peeks of new park offerings and then merchandise events. Take advantage of the passholder merchandise discount at special events like Super Saturdays at Disney Springs.
It's really nice to see Disney finally doing
That's what I was
things for
gonna
the
say.
pass holders.
They
Things that
care about
SeaWorld
us.
has been doing really good for years now.
Yeah, especially now. Like SeaWorld's getting crazy with all their passholder
And
perks.
they extended Electric Ocean for another 2 weeks. Woo!
Yeah.
Did they?
Yes.
I must have missed that.
I just got the email for you yesterday.
And the SeaWorld
Couple days
Pass Holder
ago.
Lounge will reopen when Infinity
love
Falls
Electric
opens.
Ocean.
And I think I just got.
I went
okay.
last year. I'm so sorry. I went to Electric Ocean last year. And
Yeah, it's fun.
I still gotta go
I
this
love
year.
Electric Ocean.
We got to talk to our friend. Get us in there. They got another email from Busch Gardens today saying you can get one. I don't know if it's a specific day, but Howl Scream for $25.
What?
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
What?
Yeah, we totally doing that.
Is that
right?
is that like SeaWorld pass holders too?
That's what I'm.
It's everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
Anybody can get a ticket to Hollow Screen for $25.
Get out! I'm
Yeah.
going this year.
Oh no, we're
Hollow Scream is
totally-
amazing, and they're bringing back Motel Hell and Deathwater Bayou
Yeah.
this year.
See, and I've never done.
I've
Howl
never
Scream,
done it.
ever.
I tell anybody
Oh.
that it's such a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm lost for words here. It's such a break from Halloween Horror Nights. It's a completely different experience.
Right.
I mean, you can't go in wanting to compare it to Halloween Horror Nights.
If you were to compare it, for me, when I compare it, Halloween Horror Nights is about the scenery and the sets because they're a movie studio.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
really immerse you in there. Hollow Scream really focuses on the scare.
Yeah!
And the scare and the gore.
Talking about. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
if you need anybody for the Scream Cam this year, Banks,
I will let- I'll let
two
you know.
guys, right here.
Dude, yes.
I'll do it.
Expansion Drive Scream Cam. If they do it this year, I will let you know.
I'll do it. I will.
You realize,
Bro.
all right. Didi will be a hoot. I'm just letting
Oh,
you
it's
know.
gonna be perfect.
You may have to edit a lot. There may be lots of beep, 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 beep,
Wouldn't be
beep.
the first time.
Shut up, Banks.
I will. I'm so excited, man.
no, but it's definitely worth $25
heck
Yeah.
yeah.
easily.
Cool.
Even
Oh,
if
sweet.
you like splurge a little bit on the stay and Scream, where you can like go early for like a buffet dinner, and then you get early access to the houses, that is highly worth it because that early access to the houses. One year I did it, I went through Deathwater Bayou by myself, no one there. And it was amazing.
Well, that's the thing too is you don't have the crowds of Halloween Horror Nights. I mean,
so it's no conga lines.
There's still conga
there's
lines.
crowds, but not on like Saturday night, Halloween. No.
That sounds. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
already in. I'm good.
Instead of waiting 2-3 hours for a haunted house, you're waiting,
30 minutes.
30,
45.
Sold.
And
Yeah.
I think,
That's a
I think
Wednesday.
They
That's a
also
Wednesday night.
They also pulsate the crowd, so it's not like in a constant conga line. They'll put in like 20, 25 people,
Yeah.
stop it a little bit, then the next batch will go through.
Yep.
So.
That's what I'm talking about.
And
It's
if
a
you
fun
stay all the way to the end of the event, you'll probably get a good chance of going through a house by yourself toward the end of the night. Let's go! It's worth it. I love Hella Scream so
love it.
much.
If you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, make sure to just go watch the video version just for Didi's reactions.
man,
to this.
I'm
just
getting so hyped right now.
Well, speaking of get hype,
oh,
let's go ahead and get into your get hype news.
had the thing correct.
That's what you say every single time. Just saying.
It's your favorite time. It's time for the Get Hype news.
Woo!
Wait, where is
Get high.
I hate this. I hate this thing.
Cray? Is it still Cray?
Is it still Cray?
Listen, we're allowed to use our stuff without getting in trouble.
We love you, Cray.
Thank you, Cray. Follow her on Twitter at Cray Sounds. You can turn that down. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is actually your Get Hype news. All right. So it's kind of a little bit. Did you know there was a record? I don't know if you guys are into baseball, sports. 221 stickball. 221 home runs were hit in the home run derby last week.
Cool.
That's the record. That's a record. Yeah. 221 baseballs.
And it was the guy who won. It was like his home field, right?
He cheated.
Oh, wait a minute. How do you cheat in home run contest?
His dad pitched to him. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's not fair.
Could each person have their own pitcher?
You're allowed to pick whoever you want.
Well, how's
Yeah,
that
that's not
His
cheating.
dad cheated. And then, listen, if you listen to Dan Lebitard, Stu Gatz makes a great point as to how Bryce Harper cheated.
Right.
But anyway, New York City lost the prestigious title of rat capital of the world, or actually of America. Guess what city it goes to now?
Tampa.
Chicago.
I was going to say Jacksonville, but Chicago has won. With the increase in
hometown.
I know, with an increase in rat complaints up to 55% from 32,000 to now I think to now.
I was gonna say, how do they tally that? Like,
yeah.
Rat traps, I guess.
How do you 32,000 even just 32,000 complaints about rats?
That's a lot.
that's yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a rat, nor do I ever want to see a rat.
Don't go to Universal at closing time. That's all to say.
Oh.
Those are mutant rats they have
the
over there.
opinions of Didi do not reflect those of Expansion Drive.
I used to listen.
or Trashers Magazine.
when you're getting out of Horror Nights at 3 a.m. when you used to work there, you see some crazy things. You wonder why all these theme parks have the ferals, like Disney has them.
Oh, yeah.
the cats,
and
yeah.
the
Cats and everything.
Yeah, that's
saw
why.
we saw
Ooh.
that cat at the Cinematic
Oh,
Celebration
the
opening. There was
media
a little
event.
baby black cat.
Yeah.
That was
black cat.
That was so precious. I was like, oh, no, what the? Yelp is rolling out a restaurant hygiene score gimmick now.
Oh, yeah, this should have been
Oh,
implemented
boy.
years ago.
Right? It's actually started as of today, Tuesday. So right now it's covering just New York, D.C., California, Texas, and Illinois. But then more states will be added on as months come around.
You think Florida would have been included in that with as much
right.
tourism we get?
Hello. Study came out recently that says if you attend a concert once every 2 weeks, your life expectancy will go up by 9 years.
A concert?
If you go to a concert.
You used to be like that.
Oh, I'm
I
dead.
used to.
Yeah, right?
I can't remember the last time I went to a concert.
I used to be like that. Then all of a sudden,
I feel like there's concerts going around so much here in Orlando that could easily be done.
The problem is, like, a lot of the music that I listen to, they don't come to Florida anymore. Like,
That is true.
I saw, like, Godsmack is touring, but they're coming to Georgia. Rob Zombie's touring. Remember we talked about this before,
Yeah.
the Skyscraper. He's actually touring with Marilyn Manson, Georgia. Like, what? Does nobody come to Florida, even Tampa anymore?
man, it must be expensive to book here. Maybe.
Of course, you got all the. I watch a lot of the Mardi Gras concerts, so maybe I got some.
yeah. Mardi
Maybe
Gras
I got
is-
some
There
years
you go.
added on.
Hey, there you go.
Mardi Gras,
SeaWorld,
Epcot,
or
SeaWorld. There
I
you go.
saw the Star Lords, just the other day.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I can see a concert 3 times a day.
Awesome
What
mix,
is it?
awesome mix live.
Soon you'll see Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
Yes, I hope.
I hope there's an ABBA gimmick that happens.
I
would go.
I'm not sold on that.
Don't
one
care
yet.
about the musical, but ABBA. Boy, they're
Change
catchy.
your mind.
I just started listening to them actually like a few weeks ago. I was like, man, what's this ABBA hype finally? Because I love music.
Never
I love all
listen to
music.
ABBA?
Never really. No, my parents never got me into them. So
See, my parents were the whole disco
Really?
hype, so yeah.
catchy.
When
I got
Dancing Queen comes on, baby.
it. Oh my!
Get up.
You just do the little twirly bit.
We can white guy dance to some ABBA. Come on.
Let's do it. In video game news, new No Man's Sky content came out today. It's supposed to totally change the game.
multiplayer.
Third person. People are excited about it. And Wrecking Ball, aka Hammond, is on Overwatch now, so get those download buttons. And new GTA Online. I don't know if you guys play GTA Online, but now the new big content came out called After Hours.
That's the club thing, right?
Yeah, it's a club thing. So people are stoked about that. Robert De Niro is in talks to be in the new Joker movie. I don't know what he would do.
Which isn't there like 2 Joker movies coming out?
So
there's a Joaquin Phoenix movie, and then there's the Jared Leto version.
So which one is he supposed to be in?
I think the Joaquin.
I think the Joaquin Phoenix one.
The Joaquin Phoenix is going to be the origin story.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
And then the Leto is going to be just a standalone
Like a continuation.
Joker film. Yeah.
But like, what's the
It's
the
DC.
Leto's?
I don't understand.
You don't need an origin story for Joker. I won't waste time, but you just
like,
don't need one.
I mean, the Leto movie was gonna do just shoot people all the time. Like, is he supposed to like?
I don't know.
Anyways,
For those that are into old school video games, Banks, Commodore 64
Oh my
Mini
God, I
is
have
releasing a mini console. Yep.
What?
It will feature an HDMI and USB port, and it will sell for $70. October 9th is coming out.
That's crazy.
Nice.
I got to get all these I don't have the Nintendo one. I don't have the SNES
I have
one.
the SNES. I don't
They're
have
all
the-
coming
the-
back in
I don't
stock
have-
now,
I
and
have-
I'm like,
I have the
I mean,
SNES.
and I've said this before. There's no reason for me to buy the NES or SNES ones because I can get those games on my Nintendo 2DS.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why do I want to
The
spend
Vita.
$70 just to play it on the TV?
yeah.
And you can get those on anything, right? Like the Switch or
Not
Yeah,
yet.
the
Not
Switch
yet.
and Virtual
Not yet.
Console?
Hopefully in 2 months. Once the online service happens.
Let's go.
Interesting.
And in breaking news, in case you guys didn't know,
Breaking.
Ivanka Trump closed down her clothing brand today. She shut it down today at like
I'm
noon.
so sorry that didn't work out.
She's focusing on being a presidential advisor, so that's why she totally shut down her clothing
Not because
company.
her clothes are probably made in China.
The opinions of Banks Lee do not reflect those of Expansion Drive or Giants of Banks Lee.
It was not an opinion. I was just stating facts.
And in case you guys didn't know, if you guys love DC Universe content, some people do. Some people do.
Yeah. Banks, take a shot. Ready? Greg Miller does. He
Greg
loves
Miller.
it.
Greg Miller loves them from Kind of Funny. And the DC Universe is starting up their own streaming service. Plans start at $74 a year or $7.99 a month.
And it includes everything, like
Everything.
the movies, the animated shows.
Yep.
And then,
Alright.
did anyone see Titans?
That's what I was
trailer?
going to ask. So that was the one TV show thing that I meant to bring up, and I did
Hey,
not.
Casey.
Did you watch the? Was that it for your?
That's it. But if you want to
Okay.
keep talking about the Titans,
All right. So the Titans thing. Did everybody watch the trailer
Yeah.
for this thing?
actually that is the only trailer I watched.
So I just the trailer itself overall, I wasn't impressed with.
No.
And then the whole Batman thing happened. I'm like,
Why?
What?
They're
Why?
trying to be dark for dark's sake. basically.
yeah. I was so thrown off by it.
It was so dumb. I was just like, why? Like, man, that trailer just.
Who's playing? Who's playing Robin?
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't
Who's
know. I don't
Robin?
even know.
I didn't care to look
I didn't
it
even
up.
know who Robin was. I was like, who's this? I just know.
And then not only is Dick Grayson in it, but also
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd's in it as well. And that of course, he eventually becomes the Red Hood and everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really confused.
Really quick, so we're on the subject of Titans. Did you guys see that Teen Titans Go to the Movies has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes?
I cannot wait for this
What?
movie.
Are you
serious?
That's the
It
other
has
movie.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean,
kidding
it
me?
looks like a funny.
That's the other one that comes
I
out
love
this
I
week.
love meta humor films like that.
Because my problem with this one is like I like serious Teen Titans because there's two different versions of
Yeah.
the cartoon.
Yeah.
There's-
Right.
If you get the if you get the Japanese intro, it's it's gonna be a silly episode. If you get the English, it's gonna be serious. This one looks like it's gonna be like the silly, and
Well,
I'm like,
this is based off the new cartoon that's on right now.
oh, the new cartoon.
So this is a new cartoon called Teen Titans Go.
Oh, okay.
And it's all humor. There's no seriousness to it whatsoever. So it's basically
Like their basic, the basic premise is that they're at the movies and they see that DC has made a movie based on Alfred, and they get mad. It's like, wait, why does he get a movie?
Yeah, why-
and then there's a trailer for the Batmobile movie. It's
Yeah.
like, Batmobile gets a movie, we don't get a movie. And
Yeah.
so they're trying to get a movie made.
But I was on Rotten Tomatoes looking at the top box offices, and I saw Teen Titans Go to the Movies 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was
Wow.
like,
That's wild. And,
it kind of threw me back.
Yeah,
And Mission Impossible, I think it's 96. I think last I checked. That
I
I
can't
was
wait
excited
for that
movie.
I
so
can't
stoked.
wait.
I don't think I've watched the last two, so I'm gonna
What?
see if I can try and go back
What?
and watch.
Ghost-
Thor's the
I-
best one.
Yes, Ghost Protocol is
Oh,
amazing.
so
I'm
good.
gonna see if I can find them. I'm sure I'll be able to.
I have it on
but-
Blue. I'll let you borrow it. I have it
In
on-
Dolby.
Ooh.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. Ant-Man and Dolby was crazy.
Yeah.
Really quick, we'll go ahead and do it. I had this little top 5 thing written down. I actually forgot to bring my top 5, so maybe you guys hopefully have answers.
No.
No, you don't have. Okay, just wing it. Okay. All
All
right. So we were talking earlier about the Disney streaming service. What are some shows that you would like to see come back? Maybe a new show or even a remake to come to this Disney streaming service. You have the Clone Wars coming. You have this other BB-8 show that Clint was talking about earlier. What are some shows you want to see show up on this Disney streaming service? Banks, you look like you have one.
Yeah, and it's I'm obsessed with the show. This show is what really got me really into loving Disney parks and wanting to be and go to the theme parks for a living. Walt Disney World Inside Out.
Oh, dude, I remember Inside
In
Out.
the 90s, it started off with Scott Harriet,
Yeah.
and then it went into Brian Leary, J.D. Roth, and George Foreman.
Yeah.
And it took you behind the scenes of the theme parks and showed you how things are made, and there was
Is
interviews.
that where Tom Morrow started?
Yeah,
The robot?
yeah.
The one that was at the end of Interventions or whatever. Yeah. Do you remember that?
So I would love to see...
I want to say yes, but
and maybe branch it out like Disney parks and,
Yeah.
and just cover all of the Disney parks around the world and go behind the scenes. I know like Disney Parks blog has their their show and stuff where they kind of do that, but I would love to see a more dedicated show covering the parks on television again.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I didn't even think about that. That's a
Wow.
good one.
That's why I'm here today. That show is what really got me into my love of theme parks.
That's cool. That's cool.
There's I really can't put my finger on a specific Disney. I mean, I'd love to see a lot of the old ABC stuff rebooted. Dinosaurs. Let's get some dinosaurs.
That'd be cool.
that'd be cool.
But ever since Disney's announced this streaming service, I've always been wanting them to. I'm a huge Walt Disney fan. Just his animation. So I hope we get a lot of old animation stuff on there. Just whether it's from Walt Disney himself or after. I would love to see a historic archive stuff.
So like what they used to do, where they used to show the Merry Melodies and
Like
Yeah.
like Vault Disney.
Yeah.
Vault Disney.
Yeah,
and they used to
yeah.
air that on Disney.
Yeah, I would love to see stuff like that on the streaming service.
Like all the old episodes of like the Wonderful World of Color.
Yeah,
and all
just
the old animal documentaries.
all that old stuff. I'm a huge sucker for all the
what they used to do on Disney Channel, like once 9 o'clock happened.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would like stuff like that. I'm sure there's a specific show, but right now I can't think of it. But I would like to see the old retro. Even as far back, like I said, Walt Disney himself. I'm sure there's archive stuff out there that they haven't shared. And stuff like that. So.
I also think this should be the new home for when they like reboot series. Like Raven's Home and Girl Meets World. This just should be the new home for those new reboots of old TV shows. Like if they would bring back Lizzie McGuire, because I know Hilary Duff is still pretty big. She has her own show I forget on what channel. I think Lifetime maybe or something like that. So if they were to like reboot Lizzie McGuire for a limited run, this would be a great place to put that.
Yeah. Did you got anything?
I put down. I like Even Stevens. That's like the only like newer Disney show
With Goof LaBouffe?
with Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, Even Stevens was an
I
amazing,
love-
such
I
a
loved
fun
it.
show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved that show.
I was low key in love with that girl. I'm just saying.
Christy Carlson
Yeah,
Romano.
yeah.
Yeah, she was also the voice of Kim Possible.
I know, Banks. I know.
Banks knows her by name. What is that going on?
Kidding me? I was a crush on her too.
It's like the Pink Ranger.
Amy Jo Johnson.
And her, Did you say Judy Jetson?
No, Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh, I thought you
Amy
said
Jo
Ju-
Johnson.
I thought you said Judy Jetson
No.
too. I was like, wait, what?
No. Wow.
So one series I was gonna talk about was Gargoyles. Gargoyles, I didn't think got enough love. So whether it be the old version of it, just showing it back again,
What was
or
What was Gargoyles on?
Fox.
It was on.
It was on Fox.
Disney.
well,
I
was
saw,
on-
I
no,
saw
I think it
Fox.
did start on Fox.
It started on
and
Fox.
then I think
and
they
then
brought
it
over
was
to
like
Disney Channel.
toward the end
Yeah.
of the run of Disney Afternoon. It was
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
Well, Disney's about to get Fox, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
And
And
that's something they need to bring back Disney Afternoon. Put all the Disney Afternoon
Well,
shows on there.
I'll say that was going to be some of the other stuff. So you had, whether it be Gummy Bears or, Toon. No, what was it? What was the blue one?
Tailspin.
Tailspin. Yeah,
Tailspin,
Darkwing
and
Duck.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck. I mean, obviously they're already doing DuckTales
I think
now.
I think that's kind of where I was going, with the old retro stuff. I mean, yeah, they're rebooting stuff now with the new DuckTales and all that stuff, but I don't know if I would like. it's kind of hard because they're doing reboots right now. So do you go back and you just post the old stuff? But I would love to see all the old stuff back on some kind of streaming service.
Yeah.
Their streaming service, I should say. Duh.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about with them getting ready to own Fox in the near future, probably the next couple of years or whatever. Something that they will own the rights to now is X-Men. And X-Men is legitimately like one of my favorite cartoons of all time. The original Fox series. So whether they, of course, I think you can find that on Amazon now. I think that's where it is. But even if they do a whole new, X-Men TV show where you can see them cross over with the Avengers that are on the Disney Channel.
We're not
now.
even talking about Marvel stuff. Have brand new Marvel shows we put on the streaming service, and Star Wars, of course, and all that stuff.
Yep.
Anything else, Didi?
Spider-Man the animated series. I love that show.
The old Fox one too.
Heck yeah, that was a good one.
Do you think they'd be able to?
Yeah. I thought.
So that's where I'm curious. How does that work? So the original Spider-Man series was a Fox show, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, or is that only
maybe
movie
for
form?
movies. I think maybe that's just for movies.
Maybe it's just for movies.
Oh yeah, because
Spider-Verse is Marvel,
and Ultimate Spider-Man was on Disney.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they had him on like a crossover of Phoenix
Guardians
episode.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking, oh my gosh, and my brain just so Star Wars, the streaming service would be a great place to do the standalone Star Wars story movies from here on out. Don't take them to the theaters. Do it straight for the streaming service.
So like a Sunday night movie, Disney Presents type thing.
Right.
Do you think that you're going to be able to get the big stars like what they're wanting?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just kind of off the top of my head because I know they've kind of halted production on the Star Wars stories after what happened with Solo. So maybe if they're like, I don't know.
I don't think you would need the big standalone films on the streaming service like the Boba Fett movie that they're talking about, or like let's say it was going right now, like Han Solo straight to the streaming service. Star Wars is such a huge universe. There's so much content that they could put on this streaming service that there's endless possibilities.
They still have yet to do a live action TV show, so maybe that'd be.
I think that's what I'm getting at is more not high paid actor stuff, but there's so many aspects of the Star Wars realm that need to be explored, and I think this streaming service is going to be the place where they do it.
And they could do an episode where it takes place on Batuu and film it on location at Batuu.
They've already got the
sets.
sets.
Yeah, which you're already seeing that with the books coming out that what is it the Padme book that's part of
Batuu is being used so much now. And
Disney knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I can't think of anything specifically as far as like a show. Just all the old stuff keeps coming back to me.
So the one thing that
my childhood.
Yeah, well, this is another one that whether it be a remake or whatever, is the Honey I Shrunk the Kids show.
Oh my god, I forgot there was a TV
yeah,
show.
I love that. So I would love to see them bring that whole character back.
Yeah.
Something whether it be a like you were talking about like a made for TV movie type deal or whatever.
Yeah,
like stuff like if they redid the Tower of Terror movie, come on.
I know there was talk a couple years ago of them doing a new version of a new Tower of Terror movie. And I would freaking love that. But I love that Steve Guttenberg, Kirsten Dunst movie.
I do
it's
too.
fun.
Yeah. I always forget that Kirsten Dunst's in that movie until I go and watch it.
I mean, I don't think they'll ever actually get to do a Twilight Zone branded movie because that's a whole rights issue that I don't know much about. But if they were able to do like a really good, a really scary Tower of Terror movie, that would be pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like me with Haunted Mansion. Just give
Is
me
Guillermo del Toro ever going to do this freaking movie?
I want him to so bad. He's talked about it so much, and I'm just like, can we get this thing going?
He's too busy trying to do video games right now.
Yeah.
Let's see some new releases. We were talking about them this week. Movies. You had the Mission Impossible Fallout, and then of course Teen Titans Go. I really want to see both of them. The one thing I will say about the A-list, movies sell out a lot quicker now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, dead serious. So every time I try and book a movie, like especially like the night, the opening night things or whatever, almost all of them are sold out now because everybody has the A-list where you're able to book it in advance.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did notice that because I went to do, I think, Teen Titans Go opening night. I'm like, oh, never mind, can't do that. Video game wise, there's a few games coming out this weekend, this week I should say. Go Vacation for the Switch. You have Hello Neighbor for PS4 and Switch. The Powers United VR game, which is the Marvel game they talked about this week at Comic-Con.
I saw that.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Didi, you were talking about it earlier, the No Man's Sky update, and then Banner Saga 3 coming out to everything. Let's get into some questions. You ready?
Oh man.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. So, friend of the show, Natalie Olenek, she says, "What are your thoughts on the third Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movie that is in production? I really love the series."
I haven't seen the second one. I've enjoyed the first one. I need to go back and rewatch them, but I'm fine with it. I mean, Jude Law is also really fun. So, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm still upset they didn't make a no S Sherlock joke between Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch.
I think they talked to Cumberbatch, and he's like, it was going to be too obvious, and it wouldn't be fun. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, everyone would love that.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the second Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think it was called, Game of Shadows or something like that. Was the subtitle.
I mean, I love Robert Downey Jr. and the whole him with Jude there's good chemistry. I like it. I don't even know when the third one's coming out. I didn't even know there was a third one.
Yeah, I think
it was announced a couple months ago or something.
Okay. So it won't be out for
It'll be a
little bit while. So,
Dee, do you want to read some questions there?
I thought I had some extra questions, but we'll get this one on here. So, CJBT, what's up, man? Were there any announcement from San Diego Comic-Con that either surprised you or disappointed you? Mine was another season of Clone Wars. Was a nice surprise.
We talked about that. Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
I think it was the best
Yeah,
surprise.
Clone Wars surprised the Academy.
Did we have any
Clone
disappointments? Any disappointments? Did we talk about disappointments?
Titans.
Well, yeah, Titans and then Shazam. Shazam was weird. Oh, you know what was a really cool surprise too is the Ghostbusters AR game that's coming out. The one that's kind of like Pokemon Go.
yeah, it's that. Yeah.
I was watching some footage of that from Take a Swig. Kind of Funny's Greg Miller. Apparently, he's actually filming a commercial for the game.
Oh, cool.
So I was watching a video of that, and it actually looks really fun. I'll probably play that with the kids. So I'm excited about that.
The Matt Clark says, "What was your most memorable moment on a roller coaster?"
I was really thinking about this. Probably for me, it was at Silver City in Branson, Missouri in 2003, riding Wildfire. It was the first time I'd gotten over my fear of roller coasters and gone on one that went upside down. And that's where I was able to finally, begin to love roller coasters and theme parks. So that was always, I'll always remember that for sure.
Clint.
Oh gosh, I could do a whole podcast episode on this. This is coming from the ThrillGeek here. Gosh, if I had to pick one memorable roller coaster moment, it would probably be riding Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point in the rain.
Oh, that must have hurt.
Yeah. That was one. Pretty much everything happened at Cedar Point. And I don't know if you guys know about another one that was really memorable. I call them muffleheads, the big grasshopper bugs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were riding. This is when
This is what I call them.
Oh,
yeah. But they're like these big grasshopper.
Oh, they're so gross.
Things.
They only show up so often.
Yeah.
This is when I worked there in 2004, I think it was. We were riding Millennium Force, and we got to the top of the lift hill, and you look down, and there was just this huge cloud of them, and we went right through it. I had my jacket on, and I literally zipped the pull strings, so my face, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Disgusting, but memorable. Yeah. Getting hit in the face with those things at 93 miles an hour. But like I said, yeah,
They're so gross.
I've had so many awesome experiences on coasters, just being on so many different ones. Like I said, I could talk forever.
Didi.
Probably the first time I rode a roller coaster, Six Flags Great America. It was called the Demon.
Oh gosh, the Demon.
My dad forced me to go on it because he didn't want me to be a baby. Because my sister wanted to go really bad, but she couldn't go by herself. So I remember the first time going on it, and I just remember being scared poopless. And because it was an upside down roller coaster. It was my first ever roller coaster, my first upside down one, and it was very simple: two loops and two corkscrews. But I loved it. I remember that's when I was like, I gotta keep going. So then after that, we went on the Wizard, the American Eagle, and
I can't remember if Demon's still there at Great America.
I think it is. It might be there, but I know they tore down the Wizard though, which sucks.
Yeah, that's not there. That doesn't sound familiar. But Demon, I can't remember.
I want to say it's still there. After that, I asked my cousin, but yeah, that was my first one.
Cool.
I remember that.
Two of them from
riding Manta for the first time. That was
scary.
That was scary, but I don't know what it was. I felt so free, so glorious. It was great.
And that reminds me, from this year finally fitting on Mako and riding that for the first time a few months ago. I was like so happy. I was ecstatic. We were leaving the station. I'm like, we're going up to the. I'm like, yes, I finally did it. Oh God, I'm only one click away from this thing coming out. Oh my God, we're so high up. It freaked me out a little bit.
That's where you had been edited a few times, right?
Yeah.
Two of them for me. I think both were actually from this year. Recently went on the Hulk. I think I told you this story where we were getting launched, and you know that the first little loop and then going upside down. I missed a seagull by, I kid you not, 2 inches.
You almost had a Fabio
That's
incident?
exactly what I was gonna say.
Fabio and Apollo's chariot.
It was so close. Like I don't know how I missed him. It was the scariest thing ever.
Wow.
Like I thought like this seagull was gonna be plastered all over my face. The second one actually happened in May, May 14th to be exact. Was our first day at Disneyland, and it was the first day. The first ride we did was Hyperspace Mountain.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just how much I enjoyed the ride. It was this fool behind me
I'm so sorry.
screaming obscenities the entire time.
Oh,
It was the funniest thing ever because he's literally right behind me screaming like OS, OF. You know, this like and this and that like, and it was the funniest thing ever. I couldn't stop laughing about it.
I was so excited.
Yeah, he was just a wee bit excited.
I was a little excited, and yes, it was very scary. I'm not gonna lie, that was a scary ride. Scarier than ours. It doesn't hurt either, but it doesn't hurt compared to ours.
All right,
ours
go
hurts.
ahead with the next one.
Okay, sorry. We already saw Brittany's, and then Jamie Lynn Odell. What's up? She asked for No Man's Sky. We're going to check out the new update. I am. It's currently installing in my PS4 right now. I'm going to check it out. Probably not today, but probably tomorrow.
Cool. I don't know if I will. We'll see. I got so many other stuff I'm playing.
Do you have No Man's Sky?
I don't know if I still do. I think I may.
You probably traded it.
I have to look at it.
Okay. And then Rodney Medeiros, he asked, what is your favorite resort that you have stayed at? Disney, Universal, in Florida, or / California? I know you guys did.
You know,
I'm going to go ahead and answer. A couple years ago, we stayed at Old Key West for Fraka's marathon weekend.
Oh.
And that resort is so nice. God, it's so
Baller.
nice. And like the place that we stayed at was actually bigger than my house. It was ridiculous.
huge. I remember.
Yeah. And that big old hot tub thing that they got in there.
Hey now.
Oh, yeah, it was glorious. I loved Old Key West. It was super nice.
you know, does it have to be at those places or any resort we want to?
Let's say any resort.
He said, whatever.
If we're talking about big resorts, Gaylord Palms is just so nice.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Really?
yeah.
I love staying at Gaylord Palms so much. If we're just talking about like little hotels or something like that, when we were in Paris with my wife Sydney, we stayed at this little place, Le Hotel de Quai Voltaire. I was right on the Seine.
I was really hoping you were just going to do like a French accent for El Motel 6.
De la Motel.
We keep the lights on.
God, I was hoping so much.
No, it's
Mo-
this
mo-
little hotel in this
motel.
historic building on the Seine across from the Louvre. We had this small little room, in this elevator that can only hold one person at a time. You had to manually close the door. But it was just so quaint and beautiful, and I had a blast there. It was so I loved it. I think I liked it more than Gaylord Palms, honestly.
Wow.
But Gaylord Palms is probably my favorite big resort I've
Yeah, it's
stayed
cool.
at.
Yeah, I like that resort too.
Oh boy, me at Disneyland, I've only stayed at Grand Californian, and that resort is amazing. The little entrance, you have your own entrance to DCA.
park, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
We walked to the hotel from that entrance.
Yeah,
And
no.
then we found
Grand
out about the
Californian
cost.
is really nice. So obviously there for me. Here locally, probably Wilderness.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
resort.
because-
really nice. Which is basically just Grand Californian.
Yeah, exactly. it's you know they're very similar, but I'm from upstate New York. I'm a very outdoorsy type person.
Okay.
And when I'm in excuse me, when I'm in Wilderness Lodge, I feel like I'm at home.
Home, yeah.
So
Cool.
Oh.
Didi? You have
And
any?
that's really it.
No. Do you have a...
do you have a
Do
hotel?
I have a favorite?
And I still got more.
I don't really stay at. I don't really stay at many.
What about
places.
that tent you stayed at Bonnaroo? Was that great?
Which year?
Oh, let's see. A couple more questions. Let's see. Kelly Aponte. She says, Teen Titans Go movie. Who's excited? Talked about that earlier. Yeah. I'm very excited.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She says also Ready Player One on DVD today. Who's picking it up?
I am.
I definitely want to
4K.
see this movie for sure.
Yeah.
So I did not watch it in 4K.
What?
I watch it in 720 because
Oh, okay. Yes.
So yeah, I'll be picking that up in 4K for sure.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
I will.
Heck yeah.
I will be too. I love that movie.
Friend of the show, Rob Harrison. He says new Xbox console having multi-tier packages, low, mid, and high.
Not happy about that.
Thoughts on that?
Not
I
happy.
don't even know what is this.
So if you get the lower tier one, it's just a streaming. You only stream games. You don't. You don't
Did they
necessarily.
officially announce this? Or is it
Yes and no. It's not speculation, but they haven't officially announced it. But it's like almost everyone knows.
So
And
is this
so it's like one
is-
of those gimmicks. Like
is this a new console? Like
yeah,
or
it's
just
supposed
like
to be a
the,
brand new next gen console. Supposed to
I
come
don't
out in
even
2
have the
years.
One X yet.
So like yeah, it's
See, I think I mentioned this on the show before. I think streaming is going to be the way that we're going to be going sooner.
Yeah.
But it's going to take everybody's internet speed to catch up for that.
And not only that, but like say if you have limits on your
Yeah.
your data, because
Especially if they want to keep doing like this 4K gaming and
Yup.
stuff.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, and that's not going anyway.
yeah.
because like even when I got my One X, I just even downloading the updates for the 4K and stuff like that, dude. Like
The
Takes
Quantum
forever,
Break one
yeah.
is like 100 gig.
yeah, and I actually went over my data that month. I got it, and I was like, "What?" They sent me an email saying, "You're about to go over your data, buddy." You know, and
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What?" And so I'm kind of concerned about that. I think it's dumb.
That's
but
interesting. I didn't even know about that.
yeah, so yeah, and then the high end one is it does both streams and you can own the what do you call it, discs. And so
I'll have to check it out now.
yeah,
It also says AMC Pass versus Movie Pass. Who's switching?
Nope.
We did.
I already did.
not yet.
I already switched.
Dude,
Did you really? You switched
what's-
too?
I am curious. What's holding you back from switching?
Ease of use.
Basically, and AMC. I'm not a big fan of either, especially Universal. Oh,
Well, that's what I meant on ease of use.
I think that
you
was
just go to
horrible.
the
Horrible.
I think that was the one thing that was kind of holding us back from AMC was, I mean, I live, right here
Okay.
in Hunters Creek area for
Okay.
those of you that know where that is. Okay, if not. So the closest is Disney Springs, and, we were waiting for Regal to do something.
Yep, I think me too.
So it'll be interesting to see once Regal does something.
Yep.
I'll make the
What
jump
it-
from AMC to Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Regal or if Cinemark does.
Well,
something.
Cinemark does one, but it's
Oh, it's
horrible.
it's garbage.
It's like one movie a month. What?
One movie a month and 20% off concessions.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
no
but
thanks.
if that happens, then I'll do it. I'll switch over to that. But I'm not a big fan of Disney Springs, so it gets a little too crowded for my blood. But
Yeah.
I love Disney Springs.
yeah.
Ryan Jevick, he says thoughts on the Aquaman trailer. Talked about it earlier.
My man.
I'm excited for it. It looks better than what Justice League did. So yeah.
I mean, really quick. It looked good. I didn't. It looked. My thing with the Aquaman trailer, it was brighter and happier than all the other DC movies.
Yeah.
It wasn't dark and
Yeah.
dreary, and it had a.
I'm
Much,
hoping they learn their lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Charles Caldwell says thoughts on the Jeffrey the Giraffe wrestling video.
I loved it.
with the Amazon box.
that was very funny. That was very, very funny.
That was good. That was good.
If I remember correctly, I think Charles was actually involved in that.
Really?
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think
Okay.
so. Crystal Krog.
Oh my God, baby.
Baby. Jesus Christ. She says, which do you like better, Mean Girls or White Chicks? Do not answer yet. 5 bullet points for why which one is better. If you like both and can't pick one, then specify 5 things you like about both of them. Oh my God, Crystal.
Wow.
Make this happen. Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Mean Girls. I mean, White Chicks.
White Chicks.
I love White Chicks.
I love White Chicks.
Making my way downtown.
Probably White Chicks for me. Yeah.
Oh man, he's the only one.
I don't know.
Oh,
I can't remember. I don't remember much about White Chicks. I think I only saw it once back in the day, and it's not.
I totally want to go back and watch it now.
Same here. I think
Do you think they could get away with White Chicks now?
probably
When did that movie come out?
2000? I think 3 or 4.
I was gonna say like early 2000s,
Early
right?
2000s,
Yeah. Stephen Amos. Give Kids World.
Yeah.
He wants to know thoughts on the Rugrats reboot.
I think it looks cool.
I mean, look, I think it's a good idea. It's going to be weird that they're also doing a live-action movie with CG babies.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're bringing back the series just for a limited run, that's great.
Have you seen Chucky? They showed the picture of Chester.
Oh, no, I did not see this.
I don't think that was real.
I think that was
not real?
I think that was fan made.
Nickelodeon. I think Nickelodeon came out and said we haven't released anything.
Okay.
It was like a CG Chucky.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, that was
but if you
real.
click on the tweet, like Nickelodeon actually replied and was like, "It's not real. Sorry."
Man.
Let's see. Eric Estasiu says, make a meal at Disney, an app, entree, and dessert from all the different places.
Oh my god.
Can we go? Okay. Hold
Good.
on. I'm trying to think. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so peanut butter, chocolate, Darth Vader cupcake. I love that thing. And then just Beer Garden. I love Beer Garden. I could go to Beer Garden every single day.
Oh man.
I'd have to do a lot more thinking about this.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in. Yeah.
All right, so just favorite entree. Where do you go to? What's your go-to entree? When you go to Disney
I know.
things?
I'm afraid that I'm a fan of Disney's flatbreads pizzas.
Okay.
I don't like the round pizzas. There's way too much sauce.
You don't
in
like the
that stuff.
Pizzasaurus?
No.
Wow. You're the
But
only person I've ever known to say that.
The Disney's flatbread, I like that. So that's kind of my go-to.
At the Moroccan restaurant, I think it's called like Marrakesh something. I had let me see. I had lamb, some couscous. Oh, phenomenal.
Clint?
I'm a sucker for the cheeseburger pods in Pandora.
Oh, I still haven't had those.
I
Those
still
are
have
good.
not.
Those are good.
I have a question about those. Can you say I don't want pickles in it? Because if you can, then I'll eat one.
Yeah.
There aren't any pickles
I don't
in
even
it.
think there's now that I think there's not
No,
even pickles
I
in
think,
them.
I thought there was.
I think there's like little chops of onions, but other
Yeah,
than that,
I don't
it's,
think
it's just meat and
thought
cheese.
there was.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you looking at me for? I've been to Pandora once.
Same. I went there.
there's pickles in it.
I'm gonna have to try it now.
DK, Macho Beard. He
The
says,
Macho Beard.
is it too late for WB and DC to get ahead a solid footing with Marvel, so ahead of the game?
Wow. They got to do.
Do you think they're going to be able to catch up at all? No? Yes?
They got to do some work. I think it's too late. Me personally, I think it's too late. Unless this whole James Gunn thing like backfires and they actually make a really bad movie coming up. But
You know, that was funny. You mentioned that. It was funny at Comic-Con, the whole James Gunn thing, and I said this on our podcast. The two DC, I believe, won Comic-Con with Aquaman, and I know you Shazam. I actually think because there was no Marvel, because there was not much, I actually think DC took Comic-Con this year with those two trailers.
I don't know the Star Wars thing. I think
that was the biggest announcement, but
you're talking about in terms of trailers.
I think it's just kind of based on trailers, obviously.
But there wasn't much. It's like The Rock, saying he beat the Brooklyn Brawler. It's like,
Yeah. But I can DC ever catch up to Marvel? I don't think. Like
they're
you
doing
said,
so many different things. Like I don't think they still know what they're gonna do.
there's
Marvel
no
is
cohesiveness.
just on this insane rock and roller coaster right now,
Yeah.
and it's.
no pun intended.
I don't know what DC would have to do just to remotely catch up. They like you said they have a lot to do.
Yeah. On that note,
Hey.
I think it's been a good show, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Definitely.
Where can everybody follow you on the socials?
You can follow me on Twitter at Banksley, Instagram at Disney Goofball, and of course all of Attractions Magazine's social media outlets.
And of course, if you would like to watch the Weekly Rewind,
I always forget to
just
promote
saying.
the shows.
I'm just saying.
Weekly Rewind live on our Facebook channel every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and of course the Attraction Show every Thursday on our YouTube channel.
And what about Dan Harmon? Or not Dan Harmon, Ralph.
Machio?
Oh, Ralph Garman?
Yeah, Ralph Garman. I think
I-
I have the Garmin and the Harmon.
There's no
thing.
set time that I appear on that. It's just kind of whenever there's news to talk about. But you can go to patreon.com/The Ralph Report to sign up for his Patreon and hear me on there every now and then.
Cool. Clint, where can everybody check out the Thrill Geek goodness?
Pretty much everything is ThrillGeek at ThrillGeek on Twitter, Facebook, ThrillGeek. On the podcast is ThrillGeek Podcast, so pretty easy. My personal Twitter account is at IamCgeed, CGEED. So yeah, check us out on there. Follow us and hang out.
Cool.
Good times.
Didi.
You can find me on all types of social media except Facebook, Blacktimus Prime, BLAKTIMUS Prime. You can just follow me and stuff.
Watch your fun stuff at Sloppy Taco Palace or whatever it is. Of course, if you'd like to follow the show on Twitter, it's at AttractionsEXP. If you want to send us an email, it's expansiondrive@attractionsmagazine.com. I think that's going to be it for us. Actually, I meant to talk about the Disney stuff. I didn't get to it, so I guess we're going to be talking about that next week.
Oh, the Christmas stuff?
Yeah, but since it's going to show up on the show this week.
Watch the attraction show this Thursday for Mike's segment about Christmas at Disney.
Yeah, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the behind-the-scenes thing that we weren't able to video and take
we'll do that
pictures of and
next week.
whatnot. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next
That's
week.
good because
So,
I want to talk
yeah.
about Christmas in July.
Yeah.
I know, Mister. I'm ready for Halloween. I swear.
Who isn't ready for
If
Halloween?
you even say anything about me doing Christmas in November, I will pull up these tweets that I've been screenshotting about you and Halloween in July.
There's about to be a WrestleMania match going on here. I don't know
Let's go, brother.
Well,
Me and Banks have fun. That's all
From the
good
Good
fun.
Brothers. No Good Sisters this week.
No.
Too sweet.
Get hype. Wow!